He leaves behind 3 kids, we understand. The eldest is a 10-year-old. And here's the thing, he's been there in South Africa for 20 years. And has done this work there for quite
documented.
Yeah, as far as the High Commission is concerned, this is going to be documented. He's been there for 20 years and has 3 kids. They're now dealing with the South African authorities and, of course, his family back home to repatriate the body. But this happened, from what we understand, on the back of the protest that we saw yesterday, the deadline that was issued for all African migrants to leave. They call them undocumented, but as we've seen now, they're not making that distinction when they attack you, and unfortunately, we've suffered the first fatality.
That's a rather unfortunate situation there. Ghana's northern belt is facing renewed security concerns as Chief of Defense Staff Lieutenant General William Ejapon warns that violent extremist groups operating in the Sahel have extended their influence across parts of northern West Africa and are increasingly probing southward toward Ghana. Speaking on behalf of the Deputy Defense Minister at the 50th Anniversary Republic Day public lecture at the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College in Teshi, Lieutenant General Ejapon said that region's security environment has become more volatile, with extremist networks becoming more adaptive and better resourced. Collins Frimpong has more in this report.
The Sahel region has become the global epicenter of violent extremism, accounting for nearly half of all terrorism-related deaths worldwide in recent years. The Global Terrorism Index reports that the region recorded 3,885 deaths out of 7,555 globally in 2024, and its share has remained above 50% in some years. Against this backdrop, Ghana's Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Williams Ejapon, warned that the evolving security situation is no longer distant, but increasingly moving towards Ghana's north.
The map of our threat environment currently now has shifted dramatically in ways that demand a direct and honest response from government. Violent extremist organizations operating in the Sahel are not static. They are adaptive, resourced, and patient. They have already penetrated the northern belt of our neighbors to the north and are probing further south. Indeed, some of our compatriots have fallen victim. May the souls of our tomato traders who died in the Titao attack recently rest in peace.
While he assured government's efforts to retool the Ghana Armed Forces to combat any terrorism, Lieutenant Ejapon called on military officers in training to develop not only tactical competence but also strategic and ethical clarity.
You are the additional answer to the strategic question. Note that every framework government develops, every policy we articulate, every alliance that we forge ultimately depends on you, on your knowledge, your judgment, your moral courage, your willingness to act on principle and order. This is because the threats we face today do not announce themselves. They do not wear uniforms. They exploit government and governance gaps. They exploit community grievances and ungoverned spaces.
Professor Koscielny, speaking as guest lecturer, urged Ghana to look beyond violent extremism in the Sahel region and confront deeper political, economic, and social vulnerabilities that could create openings for instability.
We need to engage with the dominant understandings of the overriding domestic drivers of conflict and how, in responding to conflicts and building sustainable peace, we understand the context of the interplay between the domestic and extraneous circumstances. But more importantly, we also need to understand who the critical constituents of the state are. More often than not, we think we are in the capitals and we know it all. That leads to problems.
Reporting for J News, Collins Frimpong, Accra.
Now, more than 100 school children in the Akitachi Basic School in the Ahanta West Municipal Assembly of the Western Region have been left with no classrooms to study after torrential rains brought down a makeshift structure which served as their classroom. School children in the farming community are now facing an uncertain future with nowhere to study. Here's a report by Justice Bedu.
This is the moment school children make frantic effort to escape the rains that are making their way into their classroom. It is an amateur video taken by a teacher of school children in Akitechi, a small village in the Ahanta West municipality of the Western Region. On that day, as torrential rains came, the entire structure came tumbling down.
So these are what verbs. Verbs are action words or doing words.
Only a week earlier, I had visited this school after distress calls from villagers who feared the worst could happen anytime soon.
Okay, let's clap for him.
This boy is one of the pupils who stood out for me when I was first here.
A lot of my friends are leaving the school. The community has no jobs, and the school is in bad shape. There are no teachers, no classrooms, nothing.
Akitechi is only one of at least 50 schools in the Ahanta West Municipal Assembly that are now facing the impact of deplorable infrastructure.
When it is raining, they all jump to KG1 and KG2 classrooms. Then it becomes many people like this. They are in just 2 classrooms.
Community leaders here started putting money together to build a school structure for their children as years of calls on government to do its job fell on deaf ears. But for a small village of under 1,000 people, this has become tough.
The school is not safe. It's all run down. When it rains, no schoolwork can happen. If the rains come before school hours, we stop them from going to school. And if it rains while they are in school, the teachers also suffer.
It's been weeks since the rains brought the Akitechi school down, and there's still no clear plan for a new one. The children here are living in uncertainty. The clock is ticking, and an entire community and its next generation await a place they can go to get education. Justice Bedu, Joy News, Akitechi.
From the Western Region, let's head back to Accra. Some commercial drivers at Kwame Nkrumah Circle are now without a source of income after Monday's floods damaged their vehicles. Several cars remain off the road, leaving their owners with costly repair bills and mounting losses. The disruption has also left commuters waiting longer for transport. Anita Adams' report. Read to you. The flood waters may be gone, but the damage they left behind is impossible to ignore. At the Kwame Nkrumah Circle Transport Terminal, rows of commercial vehicles remain parked, not by choice, but because floodwater seeped into their engines and electrical systems, leaving them unfit for service. With fewer vehicles operating, long queues have formed at the terminal as commuters scramble for available transport.
It has created a very difficult times for us. As you see, we just changed our oil just last week. But because of the rain, we need to change it today because the water has getting into our engines.
For some drivers, the losses are devastating. One commercial driver says his engine was completely ruined after being submerged in the flood water.
This thing, so we need to work on it before we go to the road, you see. So if we wouldn't do that, the car will not work again.
Passengers have also felt the ripple effect. Many commuters say the shortage of vehicles delayed their morning schedules.
You know the time I'm going because the queue is very long. Most people didn't get cars, so this train has affected us a lot.
As mechanics inspect damaged engines and drivers calculate mounting repair costs, transport operators say the annual flooding at Sego is no longer just an inconvenience. It is a recurring economic blow. Peter Adams's report, read to you. Now, a man who rushed into floodwaters to help others became one of the victims of Monday's disaster in Adabraka. Residents say Alhaji, as he is called, lost his life during a rescue attempt, leaving behind a community mourning what they describe as a selfless act of courage. My colleague Namoko has more.
In Adabraka, a community, as mourning a man residents say, was known for risking his own life to save others whenever flood struck. This time, Alhaji's attempt to rescue people during Monday's devastating floods ended in tragedy. A close companion recounts the heartbreaking moment he watched the deceased struggle in flood waters but could not do anything to save him because of the steep terrain.
I was one of the victims. Right now, I even rescued one boy. He was going. So I told, he's even in the house right now. So when I rescued him, I saw one boy, the guy who is dead. So I saw him. I told them somebody is dying, so we should go there. I told the fishermen. They went there. They didn't see him. So later on, we went there and I showed them. So we went and picked him up.
The assembly member for the area also recounts on the life of a man remembered for his courage and selflessness, saying his final moment showed the same spirit of helping others.
That happened on Monday, the flooding. Our brother who lives in Adabraka, he has a relative here. Well, then the flooding caused his death. So he used to rescue people when something like this happened in Adabraka. So everyone knows him as Alhaji. Alhaji is the one who used to help if it's raining like that. If there's a flooding, he used to go and help his neighbors and other things. So on Monday, he went out to rescue some people, and that is his end. That was his end on Monday. So through that, we heard that somebody said he saw somebody in the water, but he couldn't see that person. He only raised his hand, wanted struggling, but later he couldn't see the person again. And nobody knows that it's Alhaji. It was Alhaji. So later on, when we realized Alhaji was not in the home, then we have to go and check and see. Then we realized Alhaji has passed away through the flooding. So that is his nature. He used to help people who are in this situation. But today, he's a victim of the flooding. So that is what happened. So they brought the body here. The family, we did the customary as Islamic demands. We did everything, and we're going to bury him.
Alhaji's family declined to speak to the media as they prepared to lay him to rest in line with Islamic burial rites. Now, more cause report read to you.
Our condolences to the bereaved families. The Chief Justice of Ghana, His Lordship Paul Bafuboni, has cut sort for the construction of a state-of-the-art court complex in Cape Coast as part of activities marking the 150th anniversary of the Supreme Court, reaffirming the judiciary's commitment to improving access to justice through modern infrastructure. The project is expected to strengthen judicial service delivery in the central region, enhance access to justice for residents, and further cement Cape Coast's historic significance as the birthplace of Ghana's judiciary.
Ghana's judicial heritage has been reinforced with the sword cutting for a state-of-the-art court complex in Cape Coast, the city where the country's justice system took roots. The ceremony formed part of activities marking the 150th anniversary of the Supreme Court. Speaking at the ceremony, the chairman of the Judiciary at 150 Planning Committee and the Justice of the Supreme Court, Richard A.J. Frempong, said the existing aging Cape Coast Court complex has outlived its usefulness, stressing that replacing the aging facility is fitting for the city where Ghana's formal justice system began.
In 1974-75, the court complex that we have was put up by the then government. And over the period, the court hasn't seen any major renovation. And if you go there presently, it's basically run down. It was in good shape at the time, but over the period, I think it is outliving its service purpose. And therefore, we think the time has come for us to consider putting up a new court complex, a state-of-the-art court complex, to befit the status of Cape Coast as the very root upon which the legacy of our jurisprudence was actually founded.
The sword cutting ceremony was preceded by a courtesy call by the Chief Justice and his delegation on the Oguamanhen, Osaberima Dr. Nana Kwesi-Atta II, who underscored the importance of strict adherence to the law as a cornerstone of national development.
Israel.
Look at what is happening in Israel, America, and those at war. If only they had just communicated. Look at the lives being lost. Sometimes you ask yourself why people behave the way they do. All because they deem the gun as the answer. Let's prove to the whole world that our system is strictly enforced by the law. Even in misunderstandings, the law must be applied. No guns should be used. Such actions are up to us. We will continue to pray for strength and wisdom so the judiciary can continue what they have started. From Cape Coast, Abigail Lissel Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
It's time for some business news, but first, let's check how the cedi is trading against other major currencies on the currency market. Now, economist Professor Patrick Isumin has disclosed that the sharp increase of inflation for June 2026 could compel the Bank of Ghana's Monetary Policy Committee to keep the policy rates on hold at its next meeting. Data from the Ghana Statistical Service revealed that inflation rose from 3.7 in May to 5.3 in June, driven by non-food inflation as the main driver. Reacting to the developments, Professor Isumin said non-food inflation often signals demand side and cost pressures that monetary policy is designed to address.
Last meeting, they put a hold, and this expected pass-through is really one of the reasons, I think. So it comes down to whether the jump we've seen is more than what they were anticipating when they decided to hold the reductions. My sense is that it should probably be consistent with what they were expecting. In that case, they still have to wait it out because I don't think we've seen the full pass-through effect. So it might make sense for them to hold on for another meeting to see how things play out. Then they will begin to see whether we've seen the worst of it, and therefore they might resume the downward reduction. Or so I think, from where I sit, the most likely decision should be to hold it for now.
Now, President of the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, Michael Abiu, has urged marketing professionals to embrace artificial intelligence as a tool to enhance service delivery and create greater value for clients. Speaking at the Institute's annual general meeting in Accra, Mr. Abiu said AI is transforming the marketing profession, and businesses that fail to adapt risk losing their competitive advantage.
Speaking at the Institute's annual general meeting, President of the Institute noted that while artificial intelligence is reshaping how businesses engage customers, analyze consumer behavior, and deliver personalized experiences, it should complement rather than replace human creativity, strategic thinking, and ethical decision-making.
AI has always been, and I think anybody that understands the AI environment would have seen that it has been an enabler. Organizations that are adopting AI and AI systems are improving their outputs, are improving what they ought to do. And basically, if you take us as a market, as a profession, one of the key things for marketing decisions is marketing intelligence, data, analytics. And that is one of the things AI is helping us do. Now, people can take decisions not based on what I feel, what I thought, what I read somewhere, but on real data. And AI is helping us have that data live. Now, AI is also helping us be able to provide effective service to our customers. And so I believe that AI and all its agents that we are developing today.
The annual general meeting brought together members of the Institute to review the Institute performance, deliberate on key industry issues, and outline strategies to strengthen the marketing profession and improve service delivery in Ghana.
Well, that's it for AM News. Don't forget that the AM show is sponsored by Shield Silicone Paints from Azar Group, Syntex Pipes, and Time Herbal Mixture. The World Cup fever is on and everyone is getting excited. CompuGhana says the match shouldn't just be on the pitch. You can bring the stadium experience home. So this is the time to buy your crystal clear TVs, soundbars, home theaters, smartphones, laptops, projectors, and more at unbeatable prices. Remember, this isn't just discount sale. It's a chance to win a 100-inch 4K smart TV, cash, laptops, phones, and many other amazing prizes when you spend 1,000 Ghana cedis or more. So rush to any CompuGhana showroom or shop online at CompuGhana.com. Or you can call us on 030-275-2020 or WhatsApp 024-314-3143. CompuGhana Go Rush Season, the ultimate football experience. Now, football's biggest tournament is on. Yeah, and there's no better way to back your team than on Betano. Sign up today on Betano and claim a welcome bonus of up to 2,000 Ghana cedis on your first deposit to enjoy the World Cup. So just simply create your Betano account, verify your details, make your first deposit, and make we bet. 18 plus only, terms and conditions apply. Gamble responsibly. This has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Let me tell you about Nestor's Homes, because you can own your dream property in one of Teme's fastest growing prime locations today. At Nestor's Homes, we offer beautifully designed Studio 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom luxury homes crafted for modern living, comfort and long-term value. It's strategically located at Tema Community 26, just behind the Palace Mall. Our gated community gives you a serene and secure environment, easy access to major roads and key business areas, close proximity to schools, hospitals, malls, and essential social amenities. So reserve your unit today with just 10% deposit and enjoy flexible payment plans and mortgage options. You can call us now on 053-101-4440 or 053-101-4447 to book a viewing or visit us at www.nestes.com. My name is Denise Apomaije. That's it for the AM News. For more news, I know a place. Of course, I highly recommend you log on to myjoyonline.com. Up next is sports. A while later, we'll have our news review. Please stay with us.
Time for sports on the AM show. My name is Haruna Mubarak. Now, Ghana have received a major boost ahead of their crucial round of 32 clash with Colombia, with forward Antoine Semenyo rejoining his teammates for their final training session in Rhode Island before departing for Kansas City. Semenyo picked up a knock during the defeat to Croatia, but is expected to be available for the knockout tie on Saturday. Joy Sports' Achuta Maklo has the details.
After 2 weeks of holding camp in Providence, Rhode Island, the Black Stars of Ghana have resettled or have moved into Kansas City as they begin the next leg of their preparations for the round of 32 game against Colombia. That's on Friday at the Arrowhead Stadium. Before they left Providence, they held training for one last time at the Bryant University with key focus on one man, Antoine Semenyo. That's because on Tuesday, he did not train in the 15-minute session that was open to the media, purely as a precautionary measure. Well, it looks like that decision has paid off, because today we're told he engaged fully in the training session without any limitations, without any inertia towards engaging fully in any duels. Didn't show any signs of hurt or pain or discomfort throughout the session today, which is a big positive, and something that Dr. Prince Pambo and the rest of the medical team will be very excited about. And so he is okay, and we expect he should be given a clean bill of health to continue tomorrow as well. One other player who also is progressing steadily is Lawrence Atizigi. Yesterday he trained. We were there to watch him. Today too, it continued. And the expectation is that he will be reinstated as a first choice goalkeeper for the Black Stars in that game against Colombia, if nothing changes. However, Benjamin Asare is doing everything possible to change that from what we saw in training yesterday and what continued today. Very competitive, and he's doing everything possible to push the Black Stars head coach, Carlos Curse, and Dan Gaspar, the goalkeeper's trainer, into possibly rethinking whatever they may have settled on. And so the Black Stars are ready. Tomorrow, they will train at the Arrowhead Stadium somewhere around 7 p.m. in the evening. And then on the back of that, we will have the pre-match press conference where the coach Carlos Corres and one player, we've not been told who the player is yet, will show up and then take questions from the media. And so the Black Stars have ended their stay here. All focus shifts to Kansas, where we will be joining them to bring you the latest updates from the team's camp. From Rhode Island, Victor Achutamahlu for Joy Sports.
Now, Semenyo was born in England but chose to represent Ghana at international level. He received his first Black Stars call-up in 2022 and made his debut in Ghana's 3-0 AFCON qualifying win over Madagascar. The 26-year-old has revealed there were talks about representing England, but says Ghana were always there for him.
dreamed of playing for the Black Stars. I think there's so many memories I have with my family where we've watched in the African Cup of Nations or the World Cup, and I've always said, I would love to play for Ghana at one stage in my life. If I can make it that far, I would love to play for Ghana. So it's always been in the back of my mind. I've always said, let me focus, let me get signed, let me get there before that conversation happens. And when that conversation started happening, I was like, okay, this might be real now. It might be real. There was a little glimpses of talking about England and stuff, but that never manifested into anything. But Ghana were there from 1920, and I'm never ever going to turn down homeland. So yeah, it happened so naturally, and yeah, I'm so grateful.
So when the call came, how did you?
I was excited. Oh man, I remember Jojo Willacott, one of the players. We were in Bristol together at the time, and he told me about the dancing and everything. I remember being so excited. I was in the car park dancing with him. I was thinking, I was rehearsing. Of course. But then, no. But when you're practicing in the car park when no one's there, it's different. When you get in the mix, it's different pressure. It's different pressure. I got the president watching me, and then I got this person watching me, and then everyone in the team saying, loud boys, change your style. This, yeah. So, oh my days. But it's a problem. But I was just excited to be called up, and I remember that day so vividly.
But the expectation ahead of that call and getting to be here in flesh and blood, how is it like?
There is definitely pressure, but I feel like the pressure is because we've got such a good team. So when I came in at the time, I can't remember vividly what was going on in terms of tournaments and stuff, but I just wanted to impact the best way I can. If I was starting, if I was on the bench, I'd come on, maybe try to score, get an assist, and just play well, to be honest. But over the years, it's like our team's got so much better, and now we feel like we're at the world stage now. We want to compete with all the top nations. We've got the same talent, so why are we not up there? So I feel like we're at a stage now where we're getting there, slowly building, and hopefully in the next years to come we can compete.
Today was a disappointing day for Africa at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Yuri Telemans, he scored a late extra time penalty as Belgium staged a remarkable comeback from 2 goals down to beat Senegal 3-2 in a dramatic round of 32 clash. Hurricane also scored twice as England and Governor. They secured a 2-0 win to book their place in the round of 16.
Jacobs with the ball in, Courtois had a flat. Oh, that's chaos. And eventually wide, with the goal seemingly gaping for Ismaila Sarr. Mane. Fizzed into the middle, it's a lovely effort, and the goal! Habib Diarra in the right place for the little touch that could make such a big difference. Room here for the keeper. Oh, he's gone for it. Here they go here with Ismaila Sarr! A brilliant touch, a brilliant finish, a brilliant moment for Senegal. That will roll the way of Sadio Mane. Meunier, Lukaku! A Belgian lifeline. He has scored some goals in his time. In from Trossard. Oh, Murray Jow came for it! Wow! In a flash, Belgium are back! And that is the end. Oh, it's Mbaye! Who fizzes it across. Where's it going to go? Oh!
Final decision is penalty.
One kick of the ball to surely decide a remarkable game. And he scores! And it is over. From the brink to the next round, Belgium squeeze through to the last 16.
What's the matter over here, Sepenga? And Sepenga! Now this is a story! Incredible! Brion Sepenga, what a time, what a place to score your very first international goal.
That'll send shockwaves around the footballing world.
Bannigan's header.
What a save.
And pass it there. England are not done yet. Is there something to happen here? Rashford! Wan-Bissaka keeping it out. Wan-Bissaka in! Oh, they've hit the post! George Bellingham! Oh my goodness! In from Rice. Oh, Kane peeling away! And a pass in there again! One man blocking machine. Johan Whistler and Madueke up on their feet now, but here goes Rashford! Side netting. Oh, deflection on that and passing with the stop. He's kept it out again.
Contort his body, get his momentum going from one way to another is remarkable.
Oh, deflected. Cordon for Kane. England relief. Harry Kane. When England needed a captain, needed a leader. We're all square in Atlanta. Harry Kane. It's Kane! Oh, wow! Oh, wow! England lead in Atlanta. England are there. They have survived, thanks to Captain Kane. Into the round of 16 they go.
In this opening half, 3 of them have come from corners, and this one's a curling-in swinger, punched away by Freeze. McKennie, Balogun in space. Can he turn and finish? He can! However, the flag has been raised on this near side. Oh, the little back heel, Pulisic, across the face of goal. Looking for Balogun. It might fall for Balogun! Fowler in Balogun. But the USA are in front. They lead 1-0. Adams. The little header down from Dest. And that was so close to being goal number 2.
Final decision is red card.
McKennie, the chipped in ball inside and turned in from close range, but the flag is up on the far side. It will not count. And for the second time in this match, the USA think they have scored. It is Tillman, and it's in! If this stadium had a roof, it would have just lifted off. A second goal that the USA desperately wanted. Alabegovic! Marmic goes for the low shot, and it's only just wide from Ermin Memic. It's heartbreak for Bosnia and Herzegovina, but for the United States of America, the dream continues. Their World Cup ambitions very much.
As the World Cup is ongoing, Tottenham Hotspur are quite busy in the transfer market. They are set to break their transfer record for a second time this week after agreeing a deal worth up to £100 million with Newcastle United for midfielder Sandro Tonali. Sky Sports has more.
Tell you that the fee is £92.5 million plus £7.5 million in add-ons, so it'll round up to nearly £100 million. Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle United have reached an agreement for the signing of Sandro Tonali.
So, 85 million yesterday, 100 million today. Will Spurs fans actually recognise their club?
Well, I don't know the 11 against Brentford in the 22nd of August. But what I can tell you is that Tottenham Hotspur needed to do something big. They needed to make changes. Vinay Venkatesh and Peter Charrington spoke about wanting to spend big. They need to spend big. 17th, never again. But obviously, Mike, until it happens, there is scepticism. Heard it all before. But well, they have seriously acted. 85 million for Matheus Fernandes and a deal which will achievable add-ons That will reach nearly 100 million for Sandro Tonali. That is serious money. But Spurs are dining at the top table like they've promised their supporters.
How much has this got to do with De Zerbi?
Big. If Spurs got relegated, the manager's face would be on there and it would be etched in history. Spurs, as big as they are, it would have been a disaster for a manager. But Roberto De Zerbi came in confident week after week after week. I love this squad. We'll be OK. We'll be OK. But when they had that meeting, he wanted control. There is no co-sporting director alongside Johan Langer. Roberto De Zerbi is the most manager Tottenham have had for some time. Players want to play for him. Sandro Tonali from the same region of Italy. It's a massive signing. It's going to be a real new look Tottenham Hotspur. So to reiterate the breaking news, Spurs and Newcastle reach agreement for the signing of Sandro Tonali with a deal which will reach £100 million. But let's not forget, a few hours ago we broke the news that Spurs have agreed a deal with Brighton for the sale of Luka Vuskovic, which will reach £50 million.
That's how we wrap up this sports segment on the AM show. My name is Haruna Mubarak. The newspaper review segment continues right after this. Please stay.
Welcome to Sulas Enterprise, the shop that deals in industrial machinery such as generators, rice millers, water pumps, compressors, and mowers. From the smallest to the largest capacity, at Sulas Enterprise, we give you nothing but the best from the best brands such as Honda and Perkins. When it comes to our generators, we also sell mowers coming from brands like Honda, Briggs and Straton, and Oliuma. And when it comes to our water pumps, we offer you brands like Lily, and Pedrolo water pumps. We also sell rice millers for all capacities. We are located at Spintex, Kakalika Plaza. Also, find our various locations as displayed on screen. Or call us on the following numbers: 0243-839-463 or 0554-154-416 or 0240-541-493.
Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability.
Through every stage of life, let's go. Some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. A throwback to a bygone era. Love was service. The silent statement of love. A forceful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is
Now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park. Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park. Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown crane, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults? This price for teenagers. It's It's a ball game. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a ball game. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Difficult bounce for the American defence to deal with, and Asamoah has scored! A wonderful volley!
The stadium is live! The fans are roaring, and the excitement has officially kicked off. It's goal rush season at Ghana. This World Cup season, the match isn't just on the pitch, it's happening right in your home. Build your home stadium with world-class cinematic TVs, powerful sound bars, and home theaters, high-power speakers, laptops, tablets, and projectors for the ultimate streaming. Ghana is delivering unbeatable deals, not just discounts, but a chance to win 100-inch 4K smart TVs, mobile phones, laptops, and many more. Just purchase items 1,000 Ghana cedis and above, and automatically enter the raffle draw. Shop online at CompuGhana.com. Call on 0302-752020. Go Rush season, the ultimate football experience, only at Compute Ghana.
Prayer invites God. Prayer is an invitation, and it's a divine summons that summonses God to step in the affairs of men.
What this conference has done for me is indescribable.
Now let the angels who excel in strength, who do his command, who hearken to the voice of his word, let them go to war and to work on my behalf. I say so. I am the Redeemer of the Lord.
And at the end, he said, you will testify. And I felt something shift.
I went back home and I couldn't sleep. It was like the prayer was locked up in my spirit.
Prayer is a weapon of enforcement. Enforcing what has been done. Praying about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. That is not unbelief. That is enforcing the word. Enforcing the will of God, superimposing the will of God over the forces of evil.
Everywhere the summit is, I will be there.
It doesn't matter what, prayer still works. Put your hands together, shout yes.
Cadbury hot chocolate, crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury goodness, the treats you deserve every day.
For many, success is defined by one path, the white-collar dream.
I want to be a software engineer. I want to be a banker.
But when that door doesn't open, does it mean your story is over?
No, because there are other paths.
Paths built on passion, creativity, and courage.
From season 1 to 3, we've met dreamers who turned rejection into redirection.
They wanted to silence me.
And built success beyond the titles.
As a general manager for Emefa, I felt this challenge right deep that I should work in the area of my gifting. I started writing.
Now, season 4 is here.
New stories.
I remember one kid who walked into my class and looked and said, "You are from Africa, right?" And I said, "Yes, that's why you are so black."
Deeper lessons.
I haven't been to sixth form, I haven't been to university. So everything that you hear me do, I've learned on the job.
More proof that the trail doesn't end when the white-collar job door closes.
I did attend an auditioning for Emirates cabin crew members, but I was not selected.
This is not just a show, it's a movement.
The Career Trail Season 4 with Irene Edubia-Eni shows every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Joy Learning TV and 6:30 p.m. on Joy News.
The Career Trail, your success journey begins here.
Imagine a family without a home. Imagine a song without a voice. Imagine a church without prayers. Imagine a government without citizens. Imagine democracy without journalists. Imagine a world without the media. Life is full of issues and stories about people, communities, and governments. Stories that have to be told by well-trained journalists. That's why you can't imagine news without Joy News.
The conference explored how artificial intelligence, digital platforms, and traditional knowledge can work together to protect Ghana's indigenous languages. Participants say while technology offers new opportunities, language preservation must begin at home. Professor of Language and Linguistics Kofi-Addo says children should first learn their mother tongue before they enter school.
If in each home we are speaking our indigenous languages with our kids, so that before the children enter school, they should be able to speak Gan, Ewe, Dagwani, Twi, depending on who their parents are. That should be the first one. So that if they go to school, they have the fundamental rudiments of the languages, and school will be a top-up for them. Secondly, if they go to school, I think our school curriculum also makes sure that the children learn the indigenous languages. And as we have now, it is compulsory at BECE. But beyond that, no. English is compulsory at BECE, compulsory at SHS, and you can't enter the university without passing English. Actually, you can have all your science subjects, A in chemistry, A in biology, A in physics. Without English, you cannot enter into the university. So one way is also to go back to what we had earlier on when we started the SHS, to make sure that even at SHS, it becomes a core. At that will allow the students to learn the language and learn it well.
Professor Ajekun believes artificial intelligence should support African languages but should never replace the cultures they represent.
The world is going AI. We cannot be left behind. But what I emphasized was that AI is good, but it should not be at the expense of our own culture. How well can AI interpret the Ghanaian culture, interpret other customs and institutions, interpret Akan symbols? AI cannot go that far. So the onus will lie on us. Even though we have AI, let's do well that we receive AI with some caution so that we don't erode our culture.
Programs manager of the Global Open Initiative Foundation, Abdul Fattah Mustafa, says documenting indigenous languages online has become essential.
We are trying to bridge the gap between the knowledge available and the actual knowledge we have. Majority of our history has been written by the colonial masters, and some of them are factually incorrect. So we are trying to correct what they have done and also bridge the gap regarding the knowledge that we have about our culture out there. So sometimes you try to look for documentaries to actually verify information you are finding on Wikipedia, for instance. But nowadays we've tried to bridge that gap, and when you look for articles, the documentaries are on the Wikipedia articles.
The Afro Creation Initiative is supporting online platforms for languages, including Dakari, Ewe, Twi, Dakwani, Kusal, and Mori through Wikipedia and Wikidata. Beyond preserving language, participants say Ghana's cultural heritage can also create economic opportunities. Vice Dean at the Faculty of Ghanaian Languages Education at the University of Education, Winneba, Professor Kojo-Adumaku, believes investment in indigenous culture could strengthen tourism and create jobs.
And aside from the local tourism, internationally, we travel to countries, Asia and other places, and when we go, what we observe, the tourist sites or places of interest are all based on the indigenous people's culture. If it's even an architecture, it is an indigenous architecture. So this is what the point is. I think Ghana, fortunately, we have close to 80 indigenous peoples in Ghana. So when we harness, consciously prioritize and then invest in it, it becomes a very big industry for us to bring in even income to the country.
Senior lecturer at the Department of Languages and Communication Sciences at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Dr. Victoria Ogunike Falake, says language remains central to identity, with music playing a key role in preserving culture.
Language is our identity. An identity lost is cultural loss. Identity lost is language lost. Identity lost is the loss of humanity. So language is all-encompassing. Language is very important. With language, you know a group of people that exists on the surface of the earth. Where there is no language, there is no society. Where there is society, humans are living there. They are using language. They have culture. And everything about them is expressed in that culture.
Organizers say preserving indigenous languages is no longer only about protecting culture. According to them, in the age of artificial intelligence, documenting African languages, strengthening education, and expanding their digital presence will determine whether future generations inherit not only new technologies, but also the stories, traditions, and identities that define them. A report by Mohamed Nuruddin.
Church bells in Quran verses at the central mosques. One message, two faiths. Ghana, we need a reset from the heart.
The call to reset our values is therefore not a call to return to the past. Rather, it is a call to reclaim the values that have always defined us as a people. It is a call to place honesty above deceit, service over selflessness, unity above division, and responsibility above indifference.
Our Power Sojan Minister, Charles Longo Posin, read a speech of President John Dramani Mahama Loud. Corruption, indiscipline, greed, galamsey. The minister says peace and democracy mean nothing if our hearts are broken. Nation building, he told them, starts at home, in schools, in our hearts.
The Ghana we desire cannot be created solely through policies, infrastructural projects, or economic programs. It must be built first in our homes, our schools, our places of worship, our communities, and within our hearts. The future we seek requires parents who instill discipline and moral character in their children, teachers who inspire excellence and integrity, religious leaders who promote righteousness and peace, traditional authorities who preserve our cherished customs and values.
The Superintendent Minister of the Methodist Church, Very Reverend Samuel Asar Antwako, expanded on the call for value renewal during his sermon. He noted that while Ghana currently enjoys a degree of political and economic rest, physical rebuilding is meaningless without confronting what he termed the country's internal enemies.
It is important to state that we cannot just be rebuilding infrastructure without confronting the attitudes and values that seem to derail our collective efforts as a nation. And this year's theme, Resetting Our Values, stands out. Value reset involves the deliberate collective return to right principles after a period of moral threat, not merely changing policies or rebuilding structures, but confronting and correcting the inward convictions that shape outward behavior.
The Methodist School of the Blind lifted the room with a song. Then prayers went up for Parliament, the executive, and protection from floods and earthquakes that have taken lives.
This is the only country you have. You could just imagine what happened in Accra. What happened, the disaster, the flood. Just begin to phantom the number of lives we lost, property that were lost. This morning in prayer, when we're praying, we're just crying to God to take away such disasters from Ghana.
At the West Central Mosque, Muslim clerics, students, male and female, finished all 114 chapters of the Quran in under an hour. Their prayer, divine help for the nation, and tie on bad roads.
President John Mahama promised us that the money for the Big Push project is ready. Any contractor who wants to underperform, we won't agree. If you cannot execute the project, just throw in the towel. The years are going. We are once again reminding you, the President, to fulfill the promise.
Minister Pozuin says government is committed. 2 places of worship, 1 call. Reset our values, they say, because the Ghana we want must be built first in us. Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam. Wah.
to 10 a.m., let's share, a time together. Time for us to get into the matters arising segment to look at what is really happening. But even before I bring in my guest, I have my own issue. One issue that yesterday broke my heart. A story from one constituency in, so I think is Adansie. Now there's an Agenda 111 facility. Behind it, so the constituency is Adansie Asokwa. Behind the Agenda 111, Galamsey is visibly going on there. And I wonder if the local authorities can say that they are not aware of what's happening. So, Mr. President, people do vote for government to bring about change. And especially for yours, Ghanaians knew that you were experienced, so they chose you. Experienced in the sense that you had been in government before and you knew that when government leave projects uncompleted, it really inures to the disadvantage of all of us. So really, look at this. This is Galamsey, right behind an Agenda 111 facility. Look at the facility there. So the facility is almost done, left there, and then there's Galamsey happening right behind it. And for months, no one says they know about it. Even if we're not going to complete that Agenda 111 facility, we must not allow this to be happening. And Mr. President, the reason I call on you today is that you started what we call the community day schools and you left it. And I guess that when you were out of power, you were asking yourself, why are they not completing the project? So look at this Agenda 111. They will take it there. This Agenda 111 is almost done. So are we saying that we cannot complete and make the hospital functional such that if the hospital is functional, we will not allow this Galamsey to be happening? That we've sat there aloof and we are watching on this environmental distraction happening behind a major health facility like that facility, Agenda 111. This is what is there. So are we saying this is not something we can complete and make it operational so that these very unpatriotic Ghanaians will not take their Galamsey behind such a facility? I'm disappointed. I'm heartbroken that we would allow this to happen. Galamsey happening few meters from a hospital facility. Why should this be happening in Ghana? So, Mr. President, please, there are two things for you to do here. Stop the Galamsey happening there immediately. You can. You've done it. And we know you can. Please, end it. And when it comes to Agenda 111, please, Mr. President, we know your government wants to do 24-hour market across the country. Please complete the agenda. Facility like this, they are almost done. Complete them and operationalize them. Because the 24-hour economy market we want to put up, even in Agran Kwanta, ask yourself, who is going to train 24-hour in Agran Kwanta? That we want to break the old market and to construct a 24-hour market. Who will train 24 hours in Agran Kwanta per se? So, Mr. President, the Adansie Asokwa Agenda 111 facility is crying and begging for your attention. Please, get that done and stop these recalcitrant Ghanaians who are destroying the environment. From Adansie Asokwa. Well, let me introduce my guest to you today. Dr. Joshua Jabuntie Zato, a senior lecturer, political analyst, and senior fellow at APL. He's here. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Look, Kojo Breeze,
yeah.
This is heartbreaking.
Very.
It's happening. And you see, that is the problem. You mentioned something about the experience of the president, which is unquestionable.
No.
And the president has cumulatively been in power for 6 years now. If you just look at the times he's been, 6 years. If you take the 6 or so months after the death of President Mills, to the 4 years that he was in power, and to the one assistant, cumulative 6 years experience. And this is it. Remember, that And he's the same president throughout the time he was opposition made a point that is very valid that the school projects that he left, the E-blocks, were abandoned. And nobody has done anything. So I like what you say, maybe the government doesn't have money to finish all the Agenda 1 projects. I agree.
That's fine, yes.
But we shouldn't do this to wait. And because of your station has been talking about how Galamsey have taken over the Busumchi.
Lake, yes.
So now here in this place, there's an MC appointed by the president. There's a district or municipal security council, right? There's a regional, like all the government appointees. Do you say you've not seen this? Are you saying you have not seen this?
This cannot be happening.
It's not. Look, my brother Solomon said he will tell you. We've caught you caught MCs taking Galamsey money, right? Yes. And they told that they are investigating. Yes. Even with the evidence, everything, they are still investigating, right? This one, to trust me, tomorrow they will say they are investigating. And they will investigate until the cows come back home. So that is the disappointment. That is what we are saying, that this is happening. And you made a point. How do you say you don't? It was not wise to start Agenda 111 project? The president said, I agreed. But now you are starting 24-hour market economies all over the place. You even went to Upper West and you tore down a school to put a 24-hour market there.
Are we doing that?
Even though there's already a market there, you will say, take it over to you, take now.
No, but
I'm done.
That's Joshua Zato there. Go back. Fifi. And you know, this thing we are talking about, it is not about partisan politics. Some of you, your argument on social media is always about partisan politics. You don't think about Ghana. Look, this is Ghana. Think about the country we have, the country we are leaving for our children, the country we are building, and stop these partisan politics you play with almost everything. This is clearly something that we should all speak against. Agenda 111 left there, and people are doing Galamsey behind it. So are we very okay with what's happening? And you see, when you say Agenda 111, we started all over, and then you want to say that for 24-hour market there, it is okay, we have to start all over. No, we can't be doing this to ourselves as a country. Well, Fifi Boavo is former head of public affairs at Kojo is also here. Good morning to you, Fifi.
Good morning, Kojo. I trust you are well.
I'm well, just that I'm really, really sad and disappointed in what's happening at Asokwa.
Of course, I know you will have to introduce Solo, so I'll let you do that. This is a topic I wish to have a bite on.
Okay. Solomon Owusu is Director of Communications of the United Party. Solo, good morning.
Good morning, Kojo, and good morning to my brothers in studio.
Good morning.
Yeah, I could see you are very much disheartened.
Look, yesterday night when this story was shown on Joy News Prime, I boiled up.
There are a lot of things that has to get you angry.
We can't be doing this. No, but this is the height of it.
No, but that is who we are as a country.
Health facility. They are doing.
But do you think we have that conscience in this country?
Why do you do that?
No. But we don't have that conscience.
We should have it.
But that is the point I'm coming. That the way a manner democracy hasn't helped us. Our democracy, this one, there is a DCE, there is a regional minister, there is a district BNI person or NIB person, there is a national security person over there. I keep telling you that Galamsey is not done in secrecy. It is done in the open. There are opinion leaders, there are assemblymen, there are chiefs. Everyone involved, that you call them opinion honorables. But it's happening. And it's not as though it's today that we saw it. He made mention of the Lake Busumtwe, the Biposu area. Go and see. Now what is going to happen is that once they start digging the mountain, it will cave into the lake.
Yes.
And that disaster will be worse than anything. But it will happen. I keep telling people that we are going to discuss the flooding.
Yes.
So don't flare. This is the reality. No, this is your Ghanaian reality.
We need to change it. Now we can't look at the proximity to the Agenda 111. Oh my goodness.
But even the church, you people did a story. I don't know whether it was a station or you also area or a Methodist church behind the Methodist church. They were digging gold.
As for
they didn't you hear it?
Yeah, and
they didn't even fear God.
Even the beautiful road we have. Between Bogoso Johnson and Daman. Did you see the videos recently? But part of it has caved in.
But you know
allegedly.
The type of problem you are raising, for me, I fear as someone who live in Takwa. I fear for my family members who live there. I fear for my friends and fellow community members. You know why? There's a market at the center of Takwa, Mesiafugum. One morning, the women went to the market and they realized that part of the market had caved in. And you know why the place caved in? Because people are doing illegal mining under the market.
Yes.
Yeah. So it caved in under the market. You know what happened? They invited, I think, fire service and some NADMO officials. They just went there, and you know what they did? They just decided to at least cover up the place that had caved in.
Yeah.
As to what caused that, nobody has done an extensive work to appreciate the extent of the problem.
Yeah.
And you hear people day in, day out in town talking about the fact that, Akosua, we need the Akosua. Because according to the guys who talk about these issues, when the ABA mining at the time, they created special, walls that will support the surface of the earth. So it won't cave in. These illegal miners are down there, and the pillars that were left to protect the surface, they have decided to deal with that. And day in, day out, that is happening. Symptom of that is what you saw between around Akon towards Bogoso Junction.
Yeah.
The question is, who is dealing with that? I take a cue. I usually go like, okay, yes, as citizens, it is important for us to at least care for our country and all that. I am now beginning to move away from that conversation. I am gradually moving away from that conversation. You know what? There are laws in our country. There are people who are supposed to ensure that the laws work, and they must deal with it. How do we do this to ourselves?
This is tough.
And like you said, the police, don't they see this? They do. The security agencies, they see this happening every day. The community leaders, I'm not sure they are asleep. They are observing what is happening. They are not going to act. But if they are not going to act, it's the police. Usually when I'm driving and you see people, like they've loaded the car to the extent that the car probably may just veer off the road and cause accident. And you see the police checkpoint.
Yeah. Okay.
And they will go through a police checkpoint. Nothing will happen.
All right.
How can we do this to ourselves?
Let me also introduce Hamza Souyini. He is a lawyer and a member of the NDC's communications team. Hamza, good morning to you.
Good morning, Kojo, and good morning to my colleagues in the studio, and of course our cherished viewers.
Great. Let's start. I mean, we were having a bite on this galamsey happening here behind Agenda 101 there in Asokwa, but let's start with South Africa.
I think maybe we should let him have his bite.
If you want to have a bite.
He's fasting.
Why? So why is it that your people appear to be worried?
They are worried though.
We want to be fair. I think we've had our bite, also have your bite.
Yes. That's why I was asking you. For me, I think that we have been having these discussions for some time now in terms of the commitment to the fight against illegal mining. And I heard my brother say that, look, where are the community leaders? Where are the chiefs? And the truth is that for all you know, even if you go deep down there, these are sanctioned by the chiefs and community leaders. I don't see how any person with his head fixed right would simply just go to a site of this nature, very close to an Agenda 111 hospital, without the blessing of the local leaders. It will be difficult for you to succeed. And so I think that the discussion here should be limited.
Yeah.
After all, we have an anti-galamsey task force that is supposed to be operational. And I believe that it is operational because I have seen their works in other regions where in most cases even officials of that task force were told got attacked as a result of carrying out their mandate. Yeah. It shouldn't be difficult for this to be brought to their notice. If they didn't know, Joe FM has done the needful by advocating and bringing that to their attention. And I think that from today, Joe FM itself must be interested in what has happened in relation to that particular discovery, as far as the anti-galamsey task force is concerned. Even if they were pretending not to see, now you are compelling them to see. Let us see how they will act going forward. I have always argued that as for the president cannot be everywhere. But the most important thing is that people have been taxed to work. And as citizens of Ghana, if we feel that those people are not living up to expectation, it is our duty and responsibility to bring that to the attention of the president. If the president fails to act, that is where we can say that the president himself and his government is complicit as far as issues of this nature is concerned. And we've seen it in the past, where our former leaders were quite adamant in acting, even if you raise issues against their appointees or whatsoever. Yeah. So let that be the yardstick. Is it the same situation we have now? Have we raised concerns in terms of official complicity and the presidency has refused to act? Let us itemize them, because that is what we can do to support the government. Yeah. And if the president is adamant, then we can all join hands and call him out like we did in the past, because environmental protection must be topmost, not just on the agenda of the National Democratic Party, but every government, as far as this country is concerned. So this is disheartening, this is unacceptable, but beyond the lamentations, the anti-Galamsey task force must act. If they had no knowledge of this particular site, now it has been brought to their attention.
Something that is just some few meters from this assembly office.
No, but it is possible. You see, Kojo, they cannot be everywhere at the same time. Let us know.
We are not talking
and we are dealing with regions. No, you are saying that something that is just...
I'm talking about, we have national security operatives in the assembly.
Kojo, you see...
So what is their role there?
Kojo,
they don't work together.
I am telling you that. You see, we all know that when it comes to issues of this nature, there can be any form of complicity.
Okay. Yes.
There can be any form of complicity. Yeah. So I'm telling you that now we have brought it to the attention of the anti-Galamsey task force. It is your duty to mount pressure on them or to monitor how they respond to this matter. It's as simple as that. Okay. It shouldn't be difficult. If they fail, then we can all sit around this table and point to their complicity as well as a result of their inactivity as far as bringing an end to that particular unfortunate incident.
Thank you very much. I want us to start from South Africa because of what happened yesterday. In their march, one Ghanaian got caught up in it. Unfortunately, we lost him because he was shot dead. I'll start with Solo. I'll let Solo be the last on this matter. Yeah, Joshua. Just a minute on the South Africa. A minute or two. It's fine.
You deliberately say Solo should be the last on this because this is Solo's foresaw this one coming. No, I'm being honest. And today we should give the whole of my time on this Solo. He saw this coming. And he told us. You see, the fortunate good thing is that my brother Sohene too is more of an expert in South Africa than I am. So he also saw this. So he's the one who was trying to what? Hold back the devils of Solo. Meanwhile,
I remember that day.
No, it's true. And he's the one who is trying to restrain Solo. Yeah. But today he's like, Solo is going. I don't see what is going to restrain you. And I'm sure Hamza was still called for our better angels. Not that we should appeal to our worst fears, because he will do that. And look, it gets to somewhere, it's not funny anymore.
No, not at all.
People are dying. Yeah. People are dying. Look, this country is struggling to use money that could have been used for Agenawa and things to airlift people to Accra. This country is struggling to use, we have floods. The money that we could have been using for the floods and what is, they are struggling to use it to airlift people here. It's no more funny, Mr. South Africa. Your pathetic failure as a government is affecting people in ways that are unheard of. Look, what these people are doing, what these hooligans are doing, going around and now killing people, South Africa is slowly degenerating into what? A terrorist state. That is terrorism. When you go on the streets and you shoot and kill innocent citizens who are working and living there, you are degenerating to say it means the state powers can no more protect the people living in that state. Secondly, I've also heard stories that even look, the legitimate state agencies, and the equivalent of Ghana would have been the interior minister, deliberately delaying renewal of authorities. So you have a business, you are legitimately living there, you've applied for this and living so that you will default and then they can deport you and South Africa will take over. Mr. President, gold fields belong to South Africans and I hear they are whatever is that. do not renew the lease for the South Africans. They should go back home. Mr. President, can we put a complete ban on importation of wine and other food and other things from South Africa today? Because some of those people doing that, they will go and work in the fields to produce the export goods, right? Then they export it to us so that they will get a job. And then when they are full, they will now go and protest and kill Ghanaians. We need to begin taking retaliatory measures against South Africa. We need to let them, because look, we've seen the state complicity. The president has gone to meet these people, has hugged them, the South African president. South African authorities are not condemning these people or are not condemning them enough. That is a complicity. When you are faced with a problem like this, look, as I said, we have these skirmishes in Ghana. Sometimes when they were sitting here, is it the market at on the way to Cape Coast? There was some skirmishes at the Onion Market or so between Nigerians and Ghana. Skirmishes. And we saw police moved in, the arrests were done. Later on they deal with it. Countries all over the world have to deal with this.
Okay, all right.
So for me, the failure is, listen, look, and I can understand why government of Ghana will not do some of these things. You see, so when you're in power, what you see and what you hear, you don't do. We've seen this restraint. Remember when everybody was condemning some other people? Most presidents, because they see more, they have better, fuller information than you and I. And that information sometimes helps them to be more restrained in what they are doing, okay? But today, I think that the solo option, I vote for it 100%.
Thank you, God.
Thank you. My condolences to the family of the affected person and and all other persons who have suffered as a result of the misbehavior going on in South Africa. I will blame the South African government for what is happening in that country. They cannot be exculpated from the, I almost used a certain word. What is this? The South African government complicity cannot be denied by anyone. This is state-sponsored. The state is behind it. It is the responsibility of the government of South Africa to protect everyone in that country, including foreigners. So if you have a situation where people in the country have decided to arrogate the powers to themselves to determine who lives in the country, who does not live in the country. And the government says, well, we are trying to calm them down. And nothing happens as a result of it. It's the government saying that they are so loose, they are so incompetent, they are so reckless to allow this to happen. I remember a story of the Ghanaians who went, the Ghanaians were brought in. The story was that indeed about 80% of them even had documentation that permitted them to live in the country. And still the South African government is looking on unconcerned. I joined Dr. Zato in the call that our government must this time around deal with the South Africans as though these are the people who are sponsoring what is happening in that country. It's unfortunate. And we cannot look on and just say that, okay, yes, we are bringing our people on. Something must be done. The other time I said it here, that beyond bringing our people back home, we must also have a plan that will compel them to do the right thing.
Okay.
Because, hey, this human life, sometimes when we are talking about these things, we make it look like it's just mere statistics. This is a human being just like myself, just like yourself, and we must feel for them. And our government must act, because what is happening in that country is too reckless and irresponsible, and the government can look on unconcerned.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Hamza, the president released a statement before the protest, and also met with leadership of the group. Does that really still say we should use the diplomatic means, or you go where Fifi say that the state sponsored?
You see, first of all, Kojo, I think that it is important for us to put the discussion in context. The last time we had a discussion on South Africa, I was quite clear. I said that there were two ways of dealing with it. One was the diplomatic channels, and even till date, that point is still relevant. And secondly, the responsive calls in terms of retaliatory acts that my brother called for, that I was a bit uncomfortable.
He gets too extreme.
You understand? That I was a bit uncomfortable. And if you remember that discussion, I said that I was adamant in condemning those calls. But as someone who believes in diplomacy and who speaks on behalf of a ruling party and government, I would prefer the diplomatic channels. That was not to say that his calls were out of place. Because even in diplomacy, there's what we call mutually assured destruction mad. If your opponent realizes that indeed you also have what it takes to respond, that in itself would be an important restraint. And that's why I was not interested in trying to silence the voice of Solo. Because it will even help our diplomatic engagements. When the South African authorities realize that even Ghana, we have the likes of Solo, who are also more than willing to respond in equal measure or more. It is important for that context to be created. But you see, my condolences, of course, to the family of the gentleman that we lost as a result of the attacks. And I agree with the earlier speakers that the South African government is complicit. Either intentionally or unintentionally. That has been my position from day one. And I say so because, you see, so many factors account for this kind of response from the South African people. And one of the critical factors has to do with unemployment. And how the South African economy fails to actually take care of the South African on the streets. So whichever way you look at it, at the end of the day, the frustrations are going to be out on other innocent Africans who are doing well. Don't go far. Even in our own country, if you go to many of our market centers, you see the market women fighting amongst themselves. Either a new person has come to join, they are all Ghanaians. And they feel that their economic gains are going to be threatened by that introduction of a new trader. Many of them also sometimes respond violently. So it is not a situation that is peculiar to South Africa. The South African example, however, is that it's cross-border engagement or attacks. But even within our local settings, we experience it on a daily basis, our markets. Those form of conflicts. Let me go and attempt to open a bar station close to VIP. You would see what will happen in this country. Or to another private operator. So it is not peculiar to South Africa. But because they are doing it cross-border, we are feeling it. But you see, government has so far, whilst exploring the diplomatic channels and using it, our foreign affairs minister, we all know, is tough. A tough gentleman. And when it comes to his foreign policy, he understands it very well. Where he needs to be diplomatic, he exhibits diplomacy. Where he needs to be tough, he exhibits it. And we saw it as far as his engagement with South Africa is concerned. But Solo, do you need a black hole to tell government that stop MTN? The first point of protest is even mobile money. You don't need government to step in for the people of Ghana to boycott the use of mobile money. And if you boycott the use of mobile money for a day or two, that alone would have an impact on the economy of South Africa and their investments in this country. So do you need a government to declare that boycott mobile money? Another institution that this country can boycott is Stanbic. Do you need government to declare officially that boycott Stanbic? You don't.
Maybe we shouldn't be mentioning the names of the entities.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
If you say so.
Why not?
If you say so. Kojo, who probably we should name a shame. Kojo, we are engaging in an intellectual discourse.
Yes, I get it.
You understand?
I get it, yes.
And I'm not sure that any of my brothers on this table will go attacking the names that I mentioned.
No, yeah.
But as to how Ghanaians out there take process it,
yes,
I don't think that I'll be liable. And Joy FM will not also be liable for that because we are churning out information. It is my opinion and expression. I cannot be held liable for how it is processed out there, especially when I know that I'm engaging in an intellectual discourse.
But you don't think if the government comes out to say, like government would declare a state of emergency.
I'm not.
If government declares it has more weight.
No, you see that is the point I'm making. If you expect about why. Is it the South African government that has openly declared to its people that they should attack Ghanaians?
The president met the leaders, right, and said we support you. Not so.
You support who?
The president met the leaders of the protests and said we support your actions, but make sure that you do it within the remit of the law.
Yeah, because you're saying that their right to demonstrate it is respected, but they must do within the remit of the law. But did you hear Ramaphosa openly saying that go and attack Ghanaians?
No.
Or Nigeria?
No, he didn't say so.
No. So I'm saying that as a responsible people, as citizens of Ghana, if we feel so strongly about it, government is doing what it is doing now. That is what government is elected to do. Diplomatic channels. Government will not just declare war on South Africa, especially knowing that that is an African country. Sometimes we give so much responsibility to government that shouldn't be the case. I'm telling you, Kojo, that if you feel strongly about this matter, nothing prevents us from, as Ghanaians, from acting and indicating to our government that this is also our position on the matter.
We should boycott their businesses.
Oh, but it is a possibility and it is a democratic right that you can exercise. It is within the remits of democracy. You can do that. You don't think that, what's the name of the mine? What's the name? Goldfields. You don't think that the inhabitants of that particular community can also decide today with their leaders to go and block entrance to that particular mine?
Yes.
And stop operations?
Yes.
It is within their democratic right to so
should we go and join them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Kojo, it is within their democratic right to do so.
We should go and join the right.
I am with you.
Okay.
So it doesn't, you don't need, sometimes some of these actions, government will act based on the pulse of the nation and its citizens.
So I've heard people say they shouldn't renew the lease. The whole government act on it then.
Which one?
The company you mentioned.
These are all democratic channels available to the government of Ghana. If government feels strongly that the people are not in favor of the lease renewal, government will not.
Okay.
But I'm telling you that it is not enough for us to sit on these platforms and just conclude that, oh, government act. Why? Is it the government of South Africa that is leading the discourse in terms of the attacks?
Okay. All right.
It is the citizenry.
Okay.
So I'm saying that, Kojo, if today, where is Goldfields located?
Takwa.
If the people of Takwa feel so strongly about their comrades in South Africa who has been gunned down for no apparent cause, and also decide that, look, you are not going to run this mine.
You see what is
and they organize themselves and go and stop operations at Goldfields. It is within their democratic right.
Is that what they call gaslighting, or what is it called? What is it? Where is doing? Is it gaslighting or?
But as a government, our job is to ensure that we still continue to pursue diplomatic channels.
That's gaslighting, right?
Okay. We should pursue diplomatic channels, and we are committed to those diplomatic channels.
But mustn't government protect its citizens? That way your citizens
one way of government protecting the citizens is through the diplomatic channels. Yes. We've gone to bring them home.
It's not yielding any results.
No, it is, because we have succeeded in bringing some people. Do you know the international reputation damage it caused South Africa?
Very serious.
That singular act.
Okay, all right.
So, do you know the number of investments it has cost South Africa?
It's true. Yes. Okay. Yeah, Solo. So I still stand by where
he doesn't want the government to act. He's passing on the responsibility to us.
It's called government is already acting.
Let the government lead.
Government is already acting.
You always want to.
I don't know why they don't address you the Alhaji. You're Alhaji.
So okay, but no, Solo. Now, if you read Ramaphosa's statement on the June 29, it says, part of it, we welcome the assurances by some of the organizers of the planned protests that they stand against violence on the part of their supporters. They will be held on this undertaking because no cause, no matter how legitimate, will be an excuse to shift responsibility for violent act. Someone has died. That's violent.
Yes.
But must we see the government of South Africa doing this by holding them?
But they are the ones sponsoring it. So why did you see the facial expression of Ramaphosa when he was granting the interview?
Okay, I didn't.
He was happily granting an interview. He didn't see anything serious coming. They are the ones sponsoring it. They are the ones that have realized that the ANC is losing its black votes because they are unable to find jobs for them. And it's not that they are not finding jobs.
But how are we so sure that they are the ones sponsoring?
But if you are a government, you are supposed to maintain law and order, and there is chaos. That means you are culpable. Okay. Because your first job is to maintain law and order. Without law and order, nothing works in the country. Mm-hmm. Why are the demonstrators not finding their ways to various government ministers and then heads of institutions' homes to go and deal with them? Why are they not going there? It means
they are not illegal immigrants.
But you see, that they have been exposed now. Bashir Isaac, who has been shot dead, it has been confirmed that he's a documented resident.
Migrant.
He's not illegally living in South Africa. So it defeats the argument. You get my point? We said it because these people, it is a political strategy to deal with the EFF, deal with the Nkontowe Sizwe, what's the name of Zuma's party. So that they take back the black population. And that is why these guys are all members of the ANC. Ngobe's Jacinta people are part of the ANC. They are being used. And this is a journey of no return. I've said that 2026 will mark the end of Dudula because for killing that Ghanaian, there is no way. I saw last time I told you that Ghana's a high commissioner to South Africa. But stop saying that no, diplomatically we are friends. We are not. I together with Apia Lankwa, we have sent a petition to the AU, and I hope the Ministry of Foreign Affairs carries it through. Because I spend money to print it, I have to engage. We engage the services of a lawyer. We have sent our petition through the.
So it is you pay for the print.
Through the Foreign Affairs Ministry.
I don't have the capacity to pay for
that.
How much was the print? How much was the print?
Please let's
very expensive.
The printing was how much?
Don't mind him. Stay.
We have called for the head of Wankele Meni, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area boss.
Oh, why you?
He's a South African.
Okay.
I have not heard him anyway. He doesn't represent now. Being a South African does not represent the true ideals and principles of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. What is he supposed to do? Supposed to promote free trading amongst ourselves, free movements. And you have a South African whose people are saying that they don't want other Africans in their country leading us. So then, if as a continent, it didn't even need us to be petitioned. The AU should have taken the steps of sacking Wankele or he himself, being reasonable, should have known that look, where we are now, I have to take myself out. We have sent that petition. And I took it there. They acknowledged that I have a receipt. So what they have to do is to forward it to the AU Secretariat and then make sure that Wankele is out. In the same way, we have petitioned through the GFA, and I'm waiting for them. They are making themselves busy at the World Cup. That Mochepe, Patrice Mochepe, the president of CAF, must be sacked. Oh. Because now, South Africa must be told in the face. You see, the last time I recounted their history here, and it's a reason. These people, they know what they are doing. In those early days of their struggle, anytime the ANC went to a meeting, they sang a certain song. And today, all the South Africans that are listening, they know the song. And they know what it means. I can sing some for you to hear.
Go ahead, let's hear you.
Say, Tina Sizwe, Tina Sizwe, Sizwe. Sila kela, ela, magawege.
Fire Master Solo.
What this song meant in those days was that the Africans, I mean the whites, were taking Africans' land. They didn't say South Africans though. They said the whites were taking Africans' land, so they were calling on all Africans to fight alongside with them and take back the land. And that was how come Africans decided in all spheres of life to contribute towards their liberation. Now you want to tell us that we don't have a mind of our own. That is why I say we must distance ourselves from them. But it's an opportunity for Ghana. It's an opportunity for West Africans. Go and check the amount of tourists that go to Cape Town every year in South Africa. If we were going to improve on our infrastructure, I can bet you nobody will go to Cape Town again. Already they are suffering that. So I see an opportunity, a huge opportunity in what they are doing. Because a lot of Ghanaians go to South Africa, not because they want to go and work there. Some of them go for tourist businesses, you understand? And so the government of various countries, not only Ghana that has had this disaster, Nigeria, Big Joe has also been shot. He's a popular guy in South Africa. He was also killed. They went there and shoot him immediately. And you are telling me Ramaphosa and go, they are the ones funding them. You know, all this is to put all these people, these hunger-stricken human beings on the street, cost money. Just what money does he have? This guy who has been wearing I don't know whether it's Jataskin or he's so poor, that poor guy who is leading. How much does he have to be organizing all these people on the street? It means there is a financier.
Should they bring money? It's about love. It's about getting.
There is nothing like love.
It's about getting people to buy into your.
Even Ghana here, the last time people tried organizing demonstration, at the end of the day, they didn't hear the We Boys. They said the We didn't come early. People were the sponsors, those that were looking for their transportation. Nothing comes cheap.
So the We came late.
That's what they were saying.
So they didn't come early, they came.
They said they came late, so he couldn't allow them to do what they were supposed to.
And they told you?
No, they were on camera. No. So these people were brought from far areas. Some of them from villages. Transport costs. Who was responsible for that? And that must lead you to a determination or conclusion that this is government sponsored. After all, we have been told that mayors are involved. So now that they have killed Bashir, that is the end of the matter. South Africa, from today to go, they will see the action.
Really?
Oh yes, it will happen. Don't worry.
Action. But why must corporate entities suffer for some decisions and actions by some people?
The corporate, now they are saying, we thought we were all doing business. I mean, business, everybody knows how to thrive in different countries. We thought that all of us are doing it. The very business they are doing here, not that Ghanaians cannot do it. The MTNs, but 80 goes off for Ghana currently. If they decide to leave this country, Vodafone and others will expand to take over. All of them are providing the same service. In fact, all of them, their services are equally not good. So it's not as though they are providing any extraordinary services here that others cannot do. But where we are now, it calls for drastic actions.
Okay.
We cannot be losing for them to be winning. For now, we are losing because one is dead. One interesting soul. May the soul of Bashir Ishaq rest in peace. But what I want to tell you is that it will be a blot on all Ghanaians for us to let that soul die just like that without we retaliating. We have to.
What should we do?
You will see it. It's very beautiful.
No, one of the first things we can quickly do, as I said, is that Goldfields, their mining license is due for...
That one is not negotiable.
Yes, don't do it first. Because see, money from that mine goes back to South Africa. It pays for... it pays for...
They've done no wrong. They've done no wrong.
Corporate South Africa has done very wrong. The young man was done. What wrong has he done?
What wrong has Bashir done?
Corporate South Africa has done a lot of wrong.
Come on, Baba.
We want to see the politicians, the MPs who will vote to renew that thing. We want to see the Minister of Lands who will go and stand before the House and say, renew this list.
Then we will see that. It will be a beautiful... It will be...
We want to see that minister who will do that. We will see the one who will go late.
2x4 chiefs are telling us that, they like Goldfish. Let me see this. The constitution of the land says that...
You understand why I was saying that the community effort matters.
Of course.
Government also has a responsibility. Do not pass the responsibility to the people. Government must lead, and it is the responsibility of government to lead.
Nobody is denying the responsibility of government. You see, today move out from that MPP petty partisanship.
And what is MPP about this one? What is MPP about this?
And anybody who is watching us knows that you are driven by the MPP partisanship on this matter.
Look at this.
We are talking about community complementing the effort of central government.
I am making
and we
the
have told
point
you
that government has a role to play.
Government has already taken in terms of its role.
The direction or the part of government will not be accepted. Government must lead.
What do you need government to do that government is not doing?
Oh, so you're expecting people Ghanaians to rather lead the government?
Government has indicated our stance to the government of South Africa.
What is the result?
Beyond that stance to bring down Ghanaians living in South Africa.
What is the achievement? What have we achieved?
You see, if you have elements of this nature, you understand why even independence derailed.
Hold on.
You get it. Even around this table, you can understand why these guys stood against our independence.
You do not expect the people to lead the government.
You see how he's brilliantly trying to avoid the issues.
I'm not avoiding the issue. I am making the point that
is the
government must lead.
But anytime you want to pursue a national agenda,
what is government doing that the people must behind the scenes? What is government doing that the people must support? You do not sit on this table. You do not sit on this table and create the impression.
Gentlemen, let's make progress.
We are all on the same page except you.
Gentlemen,
that's the point.
Except you want to politicize.
You want to politicize from the politicization. You know what? Government lead the people, not the people leading the government. That's what you accept. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So at the end of the day, we all at one place. All of you are.
We are not at one place. It's on a different tangent altogether.
I do not mind. I think the role of government is to lead the people, not the people leading the government.
Government is only leading.
There's some research. We are telling government that license will not be renewed.
So you now understand why for 8 years.
Yes.
Yes. These people took this country for granted.
Oh, that's
it was about the whims and he doesn't even know you are degenerating. You are degenerating. He doesn't know that leadership is for granted. For granted.
The people are giving the
people for granted for what? And are you not doing that stand now? The people that did it was Alan not part of that. He took Ghana for granted. Alan took Ghana for granted. Alan took Ghana for granted.
You are talking. You are going government, and the government we have voted for has a role to ensure that it protects our citizens and lead us. You do not, after voting for you, come and say that, oh, show us the way, direct us, go and act. Lead us. You have the mandate.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's move on and talk about Accra flats now.
Come here, people.
Now,
I was willing.
Now, from Monday,
let me not destroy.
Now, from Monday, people are still grappling with the impact of this floods. But what is the weather going to be like today? Let's listen to that. We'll be back. Well, so that is how it's going to be. Now, it's quite mostly cloudy this morning. Let's see how it will be. Well, now, on Monday when this happened, even yesterday when I was watching television, I could just not hold myself together. There's sort of, distraction that people have had because of these floods. It's not easy at all. We're asking, and yesterday I sat and thought about Monday when we were reporting, Kumasi, the Kumasi highway was cut off.
Yeah.
The Takrade was cut off.
Yeah.
Now, then I asked a friend on Tuesday, what about the motorway? He says motorway is flooded as well.
Yeah.
And then we also know that the Legon Road was also cut off. We only left one lane. And if that's the case, then it points to a deeper problem. It means that when there's a challenge like that, you cannot leave the central Accra. You can't go anywhere or be stuck in here. That was a huge thing for me when I realized it. Now, how can we really get ourselves out of this? Solo, start for me.
Yes, it's very simple. I mean, first of all, we cannot predict what the creator of this world will do in terms of rains. I mean, no matter the storm drains that you put up, we must get it clear that depending on the volumes that we receive, we can have flooding. No matter the storm drain, because you don't know the volumes that will be unleashed. As was reported, that 140 millimeters that we received happens to be the highest. Nobody anticipated that it could move to 140 millimeters. But it is the reason why we put, as a country or as any company or corporate organization, we try as much as possible to put mitigation efforts in place so that when they do happen, the impact of that will not be dire. That is the whole essence of why we put institutions in place. So you have your assemblies that are supposed to regulate, buildings. You have your AESLs, that is the engineering departments. And on top of that, you have what you call NADMO, National Disaster Management Organization. This one, that is where I want to focus my attention. Because we have been doing one too many politics with that institution. And that is the bane. And I was happy, I don't know whether it was your station or another network that captured what happened at Circle, although where there was a bystander who went into the drain and was rather collecting the dead bodies. You saw that video?
Yeah, I think I've seen something like that.
You see, I kept saying this the last 8 years, but nobody took me serious. That I don't understand why NADMO has to be filled with constituency organizers, regional organizers of political parties. What experience do they have in managing disasters? So that their only qualification to becoming a staff of NADMO is belonging to a political party. So when they went to Circle, and this is a guy who was involved in the thick of affairs, who had not been engaged by the state, he said that the NADMO officials that came there, none of them could enter the drains. So when he gathered the dead bodies, he said he was taking each body before he brings it out 3,000 cedis.
Hey,
oh yes. Because he said he had not been engaged by the state. So he is doing his more or less consultancy or private work. I bring the body out 3,000 and they were negotiating. Meanwhile, you had people that you were paying them or you have been paying them standing right there and not in a position to do the job that that young man was doing. That is not all. I saw that of Koliklote. It's an Atos constituency. She was in the rain. Now people were drowning at the other side. The number of people that had gotten there could not also swim or go to where the people were affected. It took fishermen to be sent to the action spot. So I asked myself, what has been the recruiting regiment for all these institutions? But you see, when the problems come, the most important thing, Kojo, is the lessons that we learn from it. I've told you that as for the flooding, it will happen no matter what. But when it happens, the impact of it. So going forward, next year by this time, when it rains, I am expecting NADMO to have people that have the capacity or ability to swim, people that have the capacity or ability to go and collect dead bodies, like what the young man did. And what prevents NADMO from going forward in engaging these people and giving them training so that they fit it, rather than concentrate, if you like, take an audit of the NADMO staff. Politicians politicians. Look, in 1953, I was saying the other day, if you in the Netherlands, you know they live partly below the sea level. They construct what we call the dikes to block the seawater and then pump the water out of it to get land to build. So between Ghana and the Netherlands, Netherlands have to be flooding. So in 1953, indeed, there was a huge flooding and they killed 1,800 people. What did they do? They went back to the drawing board and then analyzed what really caused the flooding. They realized that the dikes were not strong enough and the height wasn't high. So they improved upon their engineering methodology, and since then, you and I have not and they have not experienced that magnitude of death in terms of flooding.
Will Ghana learn? We
have to. Look, a couple of days ago, Kentucky in the USA, they also experienced a very hefty flooding. In fact, ours is 140 millimeters, there was about 152 millimeters. So it means in terms of volume, theirs heavier than ours. But the impact of theirs wasn't as bad as ours, because I think they have systems in place. Because if you have the FEMA is the corresponding body like NADMO, Federal Emergency Management Agency. There they don't put Democrats and Republicans in FEMA. They put what we call professionals, for Christ's sake. Then you come to the engineering. Accra needs proper engineering. Like we keep saying, there is a plan for Accra. Professor Maxwell Fry and Jane Drew and Professor Hubert Hook prepared the plan for Accra. And that plan is good. It's the reason why we have North Industrial Area, South Industrial Area. All that we need to do is to tweak the plan so that at the end of the day, we can be safe. And look at our behavior. We dress shepherd early in the morning. This is what we have done. Look. In Grasses, the women will put lipsticks, the men will go and shave their hair. At the end of the day, this is what we do to ourselves. Any human being that fails to protect the environment, nature will take its course. Now we have been told that as a result, and this piece, it was done by your station, that, and my brother Zato yesterday used it, and I told him that he has to be very cautious with the levels of propaganda that he was trying to channel. That as a result of the non-release of funds to Garrett, that is why we have what we have. We have dig a bit deeper into how the Garrett monies have been utilized, and Kojo, it will blow your mind. My goodness. So here, let me borrow Fifi's words. Why do we do these things to ourselves? Between 2019 and 2024, check it out. And here you can also go and do your search. So between 2019 and 2024, this is how Ghana, here is the breakdown of how the money was used. A total of $350 million approved, 103 million, 103.8 million has already been disbursed. And out of that money, 22.1 million, that is 21%, went to training. I don't know what sort of training. $22.1 million. Oh.
Which document is this?
It's with the Ministry of Finance. They will share it with you.
Oh, okay.
I've given you the source. Ministry of Finance. $22.1 million went to training. 7.9 million was spent on consultancies. 65 million. They made it. 65 million was diverted to what? COVID. But I hope you asked for the COVID, you remember?
Yeah, but was it diverted or they requested and it was approved that they should?
Why would they approve that? We had a lot of money that could have been used for that COVID. In any case, what really did they use that money for in terms of COVID? What specifically did they use it for? COVID, we heard Felicia Tete tell us that she was given 100,000 being a member of the MPP and the second vice of the MPP in the North. So they were just sharing. I kept telling you. And the last time I came here, I asked you whether or not during COVID you had the food. Did you eat some?
I was in Accra. Nobody was sharing any food.
You were not working?
I was working.
But you were in Accra?
I was in Accra then.
Yes, but those of us who were in Accra, at least I didn't get a green. Hamza, did you get some?
No.
Fifi, did you get some of the food?
But the food was not meant for you. You were in government.
It was not meant for me.
You were in government then. Was it meant for you?
Me, I have never held any government position.
It is it about government position? You big man like you.
I am not a big man. Have I come to tell you that I'm a big man?
I know. You don't have to tell me.
So what criteria were they using to shut up? But at least the poor ones that I even know, my people on the street that I have interviewed them, none of them got any food. But they came to tell you that they expended 54 million on cooking food for you. amount that is they expended on actual construction between 2019 to 2024 was $11.4 million. Can you imagine? So when we do these things to ourselves, why would we not have this situation? Now you talk about indiscipline and corruption. So if
but the same document you read on the overall project status, it says the implementation of GARED has been significantly constrained by fiscal measures introduced by the Ministry of Finance during the calendar year 2025, including a funding ceiling on project disbursement and a temporary sweeping of 13.8 million cedis from the designated account. The resulting cash flow constraint led to accumulation of unpaid interim payment certificate, delayed contractor payment, and a slowdown in civil works execution. While the project retains sufficient total financing to achieve its objectives, the interruption in funding flows had material operational consequences, including increased exposure to time-related cost overruns, such as claims, price adjustment, and penalties, additional procurement and contract management pressures, and delays in resettlement linked work.
So what you just read has been answered by this. If you were a government, and okay.
I'll come back.
But let me clear that, because if you go like that,
I'll come over.
Are you picking a call or something?
Exactly.
All right.
Let me bring in. There's a health alert that has been issued as well.
Oh, okay. As for the cholera, it will come.
At the back of this,
it will come.
I mean, yesterday of all days, when I ate, I had to rethink again.
No, it will come. People have already consumed this. Let
me bring Ramat Bashiru, who's our reporter. Yeah, she's at SECO now. Ramat, what can you report from SECO?
The flood waters continue to recede. They've left behind refuse, heaps of refuse here. You could see plastic waste, a lot of items left behind by the flood waters, and people around Circle, the Kwame Nkrumah interchange, continue to raise concerns about their health. And so they say this situation have been here since Monday, and they are worried because they think that some of these things poses health risks, a lot of health risks, and then they could also face possible cholera or other waterborne diseases. And so that's the concern they are raising here this morning. When you go to the other side of the interchange or the roundabout, it's still the same here. I have with me a gentleman here who has been sharing some worrying experience with us. Hello, sir. You are welcome to join us.
Yeah, thank you. You're also welcome. Good morning to listeners. Good morning, the newsmen. Good morning, our leaders. Frankly speaking, I came to Accra on Friday about 2 o'clock, but for the first time ever to experience this situation in Accra. Now, the concern mainly now is getting the filth as a result, getting rid of the filth as a result of the flood. The fact remains that the filth alone has a great deal of problem now, in the sense that they are all assorted filth, even dead animals, rotten materials, as well as property not even touched, destroyed and gathered to this point. The first point where I see this very critical is our health. In the city, a lot of people move around doing business. So wherever any field is heaped, we must sense that the air is polluted. Now, apart from the environment, and how long is this going to be here? And what do we need to do? When should we do it? All this must be put into our concern. And who are the people? All of us are affected. In exceptional cases where I say people of a different class will just ride in their vehicle and pass by. But the fact is, how do we get rid? Already, people who are mostly affected, they have been able to heap the rubbish as a result of the flood at point where they should be cleared to an essential place or zone where different things can be done with in order to get rid or make our health safe. the second important point I have to deal with here is the environmental concern. The environmental concern. If this should remain here for over a week and probably 2 or 3, now the situation is going to be dangerous because carcasses which have been moved. Even when you go to the slaughterhouse, you could justify with me that a lot of waste at certain places where we have the slaughterhouse, all the dirt in liquid and the solid form have been moved. I saw some myself. The skin of the animal removed, and then the flood moved it to a point where it was undesirable. Now, I lived at Aveno, near the mosque where the flood came. It came to the window level, getting to almost 3 or 2 feet to the lintel level. If I was shocked because it has been my first. The other times I could remember was during Rawlings's, the late President Rawlings' time, when he had given a number of warnings concerning dealing with this situation of flood and how houses, properties get destroyed. I still question myself, where are the Ghanaian engineers?
So that's his concern here this morning. A lot of people here are very much worried. Scattered debris all around. People who are also passerbys are trying to cover their nose because of the stench coming from some of this debris that the flood waters have left. Shop owners are also here and they cannot contain the situation. Let me engage them. Hello, sir. You are welcome to join you.
Thank you.
How do you feel about situations like that? Have you seen any government official around?
Yeah, the government officials from 3 days today. It's your told about Monday up to Thursday, about 4 days today. From basa up to now, we have a Bola no Kruma. I'm a Krumina Basa, I'm a Krumina Tantan. What I say, the Panso Tremo had me say, I am a road, Yam Penifoni, a Tremo had me say, up to now, Shabola go had me say. So I am a desert and a central 40 Kruma, young way they almost can't identify them. Because Ghana no do baby, I asked them Penifono, Ghanaians no as granted because Obi-Wan want to say, since you are to Monday, that's a Bola Bakruma because the interior just got Amazon Lion, any other corporate bodies say Bola Bakruma or somewhere the Mutimisa up to date 4 days today Bola da Sugu Krum any pass where they will come the party any business in the other was what I say Chebesre boss so or schedule Joy FM and I join us or make sure say man and Colana and I say campaign also Mr. Bola no also Mr. Bola and film na Krum Kama because I a city of the Ghana what I say center of Ghana and I say Bola we will Kruma I think say a hard and Yakra.
Okay, his major concern is that this situation, the situation is worrying, and then it's been here since Monday, 3 days today. They've called government several times, but they've not responded to them. And this is where they also depend on for their livelihoods. A lot of people also pass here, and it's raising serious health concerns. They are unable to cope with the situation because of, and I must say there are a lot of businesses here. People also sell around here, just closer to where the heaps of refuse are. Mommy, good morning. Mommy Pacho, Bola where what has say no a kwan be na fa so amu wa ha mo ton wade ana bola so e ben mu nti kwan be na fa so ha mo
hi pa yes sir ban so mo sesa mai na e ha ya na e tan de nti e pa ne chewa yes sir mo ma sesa mai wa
kwan be so na e ha mo kom hu se nkrofo twa mo de o mo san asiesie o mo hwene mo so ha ya na mo tena mo ya de na mo kopi
yete ho sa ne ya mesesa enso ye ntumi nko ye nya de ne ma na ba ye beton wala enti yete ho sa enti ya pa mo cha mo mesesa mai.
So she says that she's pleading that urgently and immediately government will intervene and also help them deal with this situation because it's unbearable. that's some of the concerns that people are raising. Let me engage some of the passerby. It's rush hour here. Everybody is trying to go to work, but people are just facing this situation in town. Hello, sir. You're welcome to Joy News. What do you think about such heaps of refuse piled up in the center of the city, Kwame Nkrumah Circle?
I say we dey okay so carry over camera dey achi because ball and dey baby all over circle baby ball Charlie over baby ball oh because share Kwame Nkrumah Circle Harry any people going packet for any people I'm for remember baby say and to say o anga sa krom na ball egu krom na say o fa tip to le ball egu odo na ball egu Vodafone ball egu VIP ball egu impokura include circle PNC as a ball egu and say ade ni dey betimi aka bibia o hade kan say dey esre mo mesa ball na mai because am for them ma say twe no mo tweba so mo jere am edi one week o hade a in free circle because as per how do that's it.
And so that's his concern. If government do not do anything about the situation immediately as possible, they would have no choice than to leave this place because it's posing a lot of health risks and serious risks. Their concern is that possibly if this situation is not dealt with, if another downpour is to come, they are going to experience the worst situation than it was on Monday 3 days ago. And so, Brace, that's the situation here this morning. We'll try and then go to the other side and also interact with some of the traders there to understand how this situation, they are coping with this situation and what they want government to do about it immediately for them.
Ramat, grateful to you. So that's Ramat Bashiru from Circle there. Live images coming in from Circle there. Let's take you to Alajo as well. One of the most hit areas in Accra. Seven, what more can you tell us from Alajo?
Well, Brace, it's about some 24 hours since we last visited this community, and you notice that this pile of refuse has been there for quite some time now. And it's just interesting because once you get into this community, more and more of these persons, these affected persons, are trying to collect the refuse that they've collected from their homes after this floods, and they are presenting them right on the doorstep of this Alajo drain. And this drain, I must say, will be connecting to the Addo drains. And you know how critical this drain will be, given that we understand that most of this rainwater and excess water from other parts of the Greater Accra region will be passing through this drain and moving to the Addo drain and later entering the ocean. But then these individuals say that they've understood and got information from the Member of Parliament that they are supposed to present or provide all this refuse outside for a waste collection service to come and collect them. However, some of them are raising concerns that if care is not taken, it's going to cause some sanitation concerns for many of these individuals. I have some of the affected persons here. I just want to pick your thoughts briefly. Auntie, good morning.
Morning.
Say we are boko.
Binyamiado. Boko sonya boko sa. Cause isona say anyoma pa na ya sona. Ya ma bola no. Affect here cause so na eba no hwe gota na se na bola na tai ho ma nti so ne be hia ya na e bufa so na yen so ye breko so hwe ha se na bola na mde gu oni ni na eno so ya affect here dwe na mo no ama ye kokko ni na once na ne nyoma ya affect here e na se ka ba obeda asesa nti ne sa to ya visa kan ubioma e be se dwiri akọ back to the gutter the same problem na ya face from Monday no say be me just see am nyema ni na o me dem ni na say me ban bibia mampeja she ban bibia yampeja she nti yesre MPs na mo hwe na mo beboa ye na bola no promise maka be yikwa na yetimi infection no enya yesa na ebe easy me jom sika me de ato onye sika keto insu ne de kɔ msmejo maye basa insu ne de kɔ da me fa ya me phone my basa na mijina on misi esre mo Ghana government mo boaye ka bula no mo se bula no podi akwa ma yempo we are okay see I end this in so when is about politics but you see anu mo aba na so but esre mo tin kwa kan champion people ni so onye de ben on be boa cause esi o mo ni so end this in
me person me ti ase nti o ka se mo pese bola we Alice
bola no ena problem cause dwane ma yedidi dwane ma ye wakwan mu di koko wache ene emu ye todi once na gugu so no ena gugu ekokata dwane ne so no noa emu no so to bi pona udi mpo a ebi wona enkoyie emu no ebi wona nso akom kakra na ma no amaye enti esremo ye pamucho ya ale no ye ntimi ntake me ba ne se me hu se no hu fa no kakra oyare.
But now kase obano ne ntade ne bibia ko
ntade ne school books ne ntade ne school books wan fa ba uniform na mitimi pajama no
enti ende wan ko school
1 month crown timi ko school cause me sika me dwetran kase ekọ enti fide na nso ni ba ya ni se no me se no me kasa yo fide na nso ni ba ya no me kasa ye me bia manu kasa ye mi na madi mi ba di mi kodi ko de aye me no yakopon ko abetimi apata me ko se nye easy ye bre panti bola ne de ye sre omo pa omo boy no mi bla ne fe sre omo ya na ye ma bola no nso ni ba ko se nso we se time na nso ne e wo su kakra no ko hwe alajo gota bridge na bola no anwie ne se anyi se na sha sentin so ne du won ene bufa bridge no so
assemblyman say kwa register car mako for omusi nabani ni sundi ya man why edi aye shramo say ayi andisi wo high MPP wo high.
Okay. So those are some two individuals who live close to this drain, and they tell us that they will need government to urgently take some steps to clear the debris from this drain, and this will be close to the Alajo drain. But it's just interesting because what you see will not be just some ordinary refuse. These are piles and piles of this refuse. You notice, interestingly, see, this is someone's water that's in the mix over here. You notice someone's mattress also in the mix. You notice some couches, school uniforms, actually all mixed up in this piles of refuse. And interestingly, this pile of refuse is also close to some infrastructure. You notice it's close to some people's homes. You also notice that this pile of refuse is close to some churches. Actually, I've seen the Church of Pentecost, which is close to this drain, and it's been bordered by this pile of refuse. Interestingly, as I mentioned earlier, we were here yesterday, and these individuals were trying to collect water from under this bridge and close to this bridge. 24 hours later, we understand that there's water flowing through this community. At least for the homes we visited so far, we understand that there's water flowing through. However, you notice that some of these individuals are still fetching water from this broken pipe, which is close to the Alajo Foods Bridge. I'd want to get closer to the other side so we could get a better appreciation of this. Interestingly, this refuse is not only at one side of the drain, it's at both ends of the drain. And it is interesting because these individuals are bordered by two piles of refuse on the left side and on the right side, and you notice that more and more of these persons are presenting the refuse or the items that have been affected by the water, by Monday's rains, and they are presenting the water, and they are presenting their refuse from their homes to this drain, and they will be asking government to try as much as possible to ensure that this drain is collected. I'd want to get closer to some of these affected persons also and speak to them. Auntie, good morning.
Morning. Me pacho ya ye boni kese tie and record the pa.
Me person me tie anse na wa ban no so. Musro say cholera na biare bi
cholera de be kum ye na pese kum ye na haye boni de ya tie and record the tie sra record the say onwu ye mabo no fa ye boni nche ye
me person
me person me tie nso ye ya say na nso say esa de ye be ko yeso ye nya ya dwu say ye be wu eti ekoto de gufom ye sra record the say o mesesa ball ade ma ye
me person me tie say mo MP no monte ne ka say boss
ye wonu anu akabala nyira ko ye nwa record
me person me tie say monte MP ne ka because enra ye hu say oba area nim
on number ti ball ye so asori da ye nimi ebe dia na ebe ko da benda
I didn't see a mother ball and a bar.
Bolano, it's from Fian, if you're my Sakapoto, yeah, baby, say, Mintalia call me 1 year.
And nothing a mother ball and a bat. And nothing a mother ball and a bat.
Yes, a car, but the other
name.
Amobas, yeah, Amoba say, Amo de car, beba, no more babes, into Bola, where Fia be a mono, yan fan beguha, no more fan bra, into yes, Henry Corte,
insione, a tosia, Munim say, but
Comu, yeah, I wear sense you,
we are well sense in the
Comu, into a yes, yeah, Papa Henry Corte said, but
most was a cholera by Ebehamo.
And the cholera and they are by Betty and Toilet and Colane Quano. Toilet aircon, Mima Baku saying in another hospital. I bet she into yes, Papa, so we are mobile. No fun saying, would your own place no mess and for my ya panic shot. Ya panic shot na ya fine pa yes
me pesa me say mo kasa mo organize mo best sabola we because mo na mo kasa
sisian won say yesika ye de ye adwuma ne ade nsuo de ko ye mba uniform me container asie say etu home me dryer ne me nyoma nia nsuo de ne ko sisian afi na me sa be pesika
more and more persons actually coming closer to tell us about their impact, the impact of Monday's race. What's the name?
I didn't say.
One casa in your housing. Also, one by one. What's the name?
Yen chance aduane ebedi kurampo eni hwe this say enua for number boaboy no mo ase ne scam no akoyi ato aduane say ya kasa no ye boy ye panyini di no obi wo baby a obekasa ye politics but anya politics no kura na ye ka anka onu na wo ba now wo aba kurampo wa ma aduane kurampo oba be ma ekose obesa ma edi odabu head kote no sem na ka no aba na oba boy say bibi
as from me bisa mo say enwa who said most science you feel pipe nano is you na bafi
nsomba chimba pipe na light mba andra na aduna light ba ena nsuo no so ba
it is at least more nsuo na edua more nsuo na light ba eduane so not mo for ma ha
debi
omo fa mattress sombre mo ye
debi
ntimo da he
ya da fam bra me kasa bebre be sin ne nkwa me mattress krampo me de pie hwe me ba se na wagina hwe ne tade odigina ha ni me ba nie.
This one is telling us about the impact she's having following Monday's dreams, and what you'll be seeing will be her child, and she says that that's the only thing she was able to salvage from Monday's torrential rain. She says she's lost her clothing and that's the only available option they'll be having currently for their awards. Chief, me better me tell you, uncle for the catcher say BBS. What's that?
BBS, everything. Got everything is gone. Everything is gone. So because the water is passing through the window to the back of the window, so everything.
What are you feeding on? What are you eating?
The dress I wear from even our building has broken into pieces. So the dress that I wear from that day, that is the dress I'm wearing today. Even running, because when we did not patch the ground or we did not lay a foundation, everything will break down.
No, I just want to understand. Yeah. Have you eaten today?
No.
You've not got any?
No, because our everything has gone through the water. Because when you come like that, you know, you see, you don't know how to.
So one of the main concerns we are here will be, we've seen quite large sums of this refuse here.
Yeah.
Are you not concerned it's going to bring an outbreak?
That is a big problem, because when those things are happening, they should have come when Henry Court is there. When those things happen, you always rush into us.
We don't want to politicize it.
No.
But then, have you heard from government? Have you heard from?
No.
You've not heard from anybody.
No. I'm saying the truth. No.
Because yesterday we saw the member of parliament here. We saw the
nobody came to our area. Nobody came, because that's what all we are saying. Nobody. When they come, they just stand somewhere and they will not even come to even verify what is going on. I'm telling you the truth. I will never lie. I'm telling you the truth. You see, so I don't know what maybe sometimes they just need our vote. When we just vote for them, then they will go and rest. I'm not saying politics, I'm not saying politics, but you see, when the time our former guy is there, he always come.
I get that point. But then, what do you want from government?
We want them to come to our aid. Even these ballers and this garbage all must be out here, so that when we don't know, maybe it will fall again. When it fall again, all this garbage will go and block at the main this thing, which is Odona, and it will return back to us. So we see when things are okay, and then we see.
The main concern will be, you shouldn't be bringing this refuse here.
No. For our house, I'll be choked.
So the justification from you will be, instead of leaving it at home for the waste collectors to come for it, you are bringing it to the drain.
So that when they come, they can pick it quickly. When AMA people come, they can pick it quickly, because when it is in our house, how can they enter into our house? You see, that is why we brought it outside, so that when they come, they can pick everything quickly. That is what we are just helping. We are helping them. They also help us. That is why we brought them out, because our house is not good at all. In our room and everything.
I see.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
God bless you so much for me.
So, Auntie, Masamba Onchen, now Kabibi.
Me say, on a boy, because na Kofosi boni dino.
Oh, that be me pesa politicize. Me bisa say.
Assembly. Assemblyman wabaha. Ono de wa nkonya mienim. Honorable Wood waba wa nanti ene ndra asu mi hu Rauf e woni say alaje 1 and 2 school mu onom no omo de nyama ba ho ba say queue ni nti me de me call onom no me samba e ko say adwuma no ukogina wa be waste time ba me say omo che I don't know that place there me nim they see wo hobium but yes Ghana government yes omo bola no a big problem obi esike ni na ko obi esike na kan say ona bo no so nkofo sre no when is about politics oyin na kumemu ti na be bua ye bia on bua ye oyin na kumemu anya politics oyin na kumemu ona bo no.
So some passionate appeals from these individuals here at Alajo, and it's been some 24 hours since we brought to you that report from here, where these individuals were appealing to government to urgently take some steps in collecting the waste. 24 hours down the line, at least water and electricity is flowing through this community. But for many of them, they are scared that there may be some concerns about cholera and other waterborne diseases, given that this pile of refuse is still here and it's still not being collected, even though they've been telling us that they've seen the member of parliament and some members, the assemblyman visit this area. This pile of refuse is still here, and they want government to take some urgent steps.
Stephen Mensah joined us from Alajo there, but look, the pile I see there, oh Jesus Christ. I'm sure even our landfill site will be inundated, right?
Yes.
And so how do we really deal with this, the aftermath of the flooding, looking at the sort of waste that has been generated on the street? Maybe Solo, you wrap up for me, then I come to Hamza quickly.
I mean, it's very simple. We have institutions that are mandated to deal with it. It's the reason we have the assembly.
When landfill sites will be inundated because of what we've seen, the scale at which we've seen rubbish piling up.
They ought to work. It's the duty of the assemblies to identify landfill sites. We have some. The Zoom Lion was working in an area. Whatever misunderstanding that is there, you can go back and then have a second look at it. But I believe that, in truth, there has to be decentralization of all these waste management systems. I keep hearing people that, the sort of equipment that are used by, say, Zoom Lion is that expensive, and to that extent, no other one person can do. That is not true. It is because the government, successive government, have not opened up very well.
Oh, but the decentralization, you bid.
But the point is that when you give contracts and you respect the contracts, I mean, all these equipment are sold in the open market. They are looking for businesses to give the equipment to.
Yes.
And when they are so sure, it's the reason the banks are there. So you have the off-taker, which is the assembly. You have the businessman that wants to engage in the business of waste collection, come in. And then you have the payee or the people supplying the equipment. So once the assembly gives the contract, and the banks have confidence in the assemblies that when the businessman works, his money will be paid, they will easily give money. That's why the banks are there, to go and procure the type of equipment that could be used to do this job. What has been happening is that people can work for like 6 months, 7 months, and the money is not coming. And what happens is that the banks are afraid that it will affect their cash flows. And that is why it seems that it's only Zoom Lion that can provide all this equipment. It's not true. So governments must improve their repayment positions so that more and more people can go enter into the business of waste management. Well, waste is big money. You get my point? Waste is big money. And when we do that, we can deal with that situation. Secondly, those that were running their mouths in the interview, they are part of the problem. Who are those generating the waste?
Okay.
They are part of the problem. Where they are living, are they supposed to live there? Side by side on the drain. I mean, who does that? And it's part of the Garrett. Garrett was supposed to remove about 2,800 of these structures off there. And people must understand why the Garrett came into being. In 2015, we experienced the June 3rd issue, right? Where about 100 or so people died. You remember that situation? Now, when it happened, government of the day did a proposal and sent it to government because the extent of, we lost about $55 million during the June 3rd, 2015 issue. And then government needed about $105 million for reconstruction. So if you combine all, it would have been about $170 million. The government of the day prepared a proposal that, look, we cannot face June 3rd again. So send the proposal to the World Bank. And the World Bank says, yes, there was so much sense in it. We will help you out. Out of that, we are supposed to clear all these containers and stuff from there and turn this drain. If you have been to Amsterdam Central before, that is exactly Amsterdam Central sitting right there, where you have these small boats in the side by side. They have their red light district where those ladies and stuff and the clubs and ladies. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. You haven't been to Amsterdam Central before.
Okay. Let me bring it.
This is the way you open yourself.
Oh, it's very open.
Be very careful. First of all, let me express my sympathies and that of the National Democratic Congress on behalf of the NDC and the government to those who have been badly affected by this year's floods. I do not know whether we have seen all of it yet, but the sad reality is that lives were lost, properties destroyed.
Huge.
Livelihoods washed away as a result of that particular flood. And unlike we've witnessed in the past, I would be very candid and say that no matter the spinning around it, we accept responsibility as a government, regardless of contributions by individual members of society to this current state. When the NDC was campaigning to be elected into office, indeed, one of the commitments we made to the good people of this country was the issue of floods. Yeah. And that there was a need for us as a political party to confront it head on. Unfortunately, upon assumption of office, we have met difficult circumstances in terms of our economy that more or less made it financially unsustainable for us to do the many things that we had planned as far as that sector was concerned. So we accept responsibility in terms of what needed to be done. Not to say that we have not done well, but we could have done better as a government as far as this issue is concerned. And so any frustrations out there, any disappointments out there, justifiably so if it is laid on the doorstep of the government, because it is our responsibility to ensure that we protect the ordinary citizen. Interestingly, we are still committed. We may not have been able to achieve that 100% success rate in terms of prevention and mitigation. But at least the commitment is there. And hopefully, as the economy begins to expand and the needed government resources beginning to come in, and recklessness in terms of government expenditure being controlled, maybe, hopefully by next year, we would have the needed financial resources to be able to deal decisively with issues of this nature, including the floods. So we accept responsibility. We won't play politics with this matter. But you see, that's one aspect of it, Solo. My brother, the second phase is when I saw the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia,
and the flag bearer.
And the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. I think I saw him in the trenches visiting the people. And even before that, in fact, one of the interviews he granted was to the effect that nobody should do politics with the floods matter. It is enough of politics. We must concentrate. This is a national disaster, and that we must see it as such. I do not have any problem with anybody in society who raises political questions out of this current state and demand that the NDC should answer them.
Of course.
Because truly, promises were made by the NDC in relation to that. So I don't think that people are doing politics when they say or they raise issues that, look, this is your responsibility. Like I've indicated, we accept that responsibility. And these are political questions that people are allowed to ask in a democracy. What I detest is hypocrisy that characterizes our politics. That level of hypocrisy we all must condemn. Kojo? And what is the hypocrisy I'm talking about here? You don't, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. Part of the leadership of the party, because I'm told per their constitution he's not the leader of the party, right?
Yes.
But he's part of the leadership of the party. In fact, an instrumental member. Every policy direction of the MPP now is fashioned around the vision of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. A day before, his political party issued a statement riddled with falsehoods, propaganda, and politics on the issue of floods. In less than 24 hours, the man who wants to occupy the moral high ground suddenly appears on our television stations and says that no, we should not do politics with the matter. It's not a political issue. Please, don't interject. Please. I won't allow you.
I'm asking a question.
I know it can be discomforting, but I won't allow you.
I'm asking.
Let me learn. Yes, your question can come.
No, I'm asking a question.
And you see, in less than 24 hours.
So you are putting aside Dr. Bawumia's call that don't do politics with it.
No, I'm telling you that I don't have a problem with even those who do politics with their matter. Even the MPP, their statement that was simply doing politics, I don't have a problem because it raises political questions that even as a government we must respond to. That's why I gave you the premise. I don't. But what I detest is the level of hypocrisy that characterizes our politics.
Agreed.
I detest it. On one breath, you sit with your MPP, take a decision, issue statement,
doing politics,
riddled with politics, falsehoods and half-truths on the matter in less than 24 hours. So the same man,
so why don't you want to take
comes out to issue
Why don't you? So is every statement?
No, his agenda is to disrupt me. So I understand where the questions are not sincere.
Oh, Hamza.
No, the questions are not sincere.
That's not fair.
But you see, the point I am making.
Hold on.
The point I am making.
Saying that is Hamza saying that every statement that comes from the NDC secretariat, President Mahama sees it before.
In opposition,
where he has to.
Okay.
Yes.
And they are not doing serious work.
And you see,
carry on.
And I'm telling you that in less than 24 hours, the same man, where was that advice to his own political party? That's the double standards I'm talking about. Where was that advice? Because he was part of the leadership. A statement was issued, signed by the general secretary of the party, doing politics. Then you appear in less than 24 hours and as media screens and say, don't do politics with them. And I am even saying that indeed, even the MPP is allowed to do politics with the matter. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is also allowed to decide that, look, we shouldn't do politics with the matter, but I'm telling you that they must not transpose their state of confusion into this current issue of floods that we are dealing with. This is not the time for them to do so.
Isn't this exactly what Dr. Mawuya said don't do?
Oh, but what I'm telling you about the double standards. What are you talking about?
But
what is he saying?
Hours later, he says don't play politics.
He was part of
those who say politics.
Were you there when you were drafting the statement?
You can defend him, but I'm telling you that we are not getting that is in our head.
Okay.
Kojo, please. Why don't you understand?
Move on.
It's very simple, Kojo. It shouldn't be complicated.
Why isn't this complicated? Unless, of course, you have an interest that we don't know about.
It's not complicated.
But the point I am making is that level of hypocrisy must not be countenanced. Thirdly, and you see, I know Dr. Zato will agree with me on this matter that I'm coming to talk about. On a more serious note, look, regardless of the political parties, I think that the Ghanaian people must begin dealing with us politicians decisively.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. This annual ritual of opposition leaders walking to disaster scenes as if they care must be a thing of the past. I think as a responsible citizens, we must begin rising against our politicians.
Hamza, why have you left the flooding issue?
I'm going there. That will be the fourth. You see, this is all important. Please, don't do this. Don't do this.
There are floods and you are...
No, that's why I expressed I told you my position. I'm going there. But what was the beginning of my submission? Was it not around the floods?
He's building a case.
You may not be comfortable with it, but allow me to build my case.
You have a problem with him.
You have a problem.
Have I said I have a problem?
But that is what you seem to have a...
But Dr. Mahmoud...
Feel free, let him deal with it.
Dr. Mahmoud went there to solve...
I'm not talking
with what?
I'm telling you that. What Dr. Mahmoud Bamia did, flag bearers in the past of the NDC this thing, in opposition.
And he's condemning the action.
I am telling you that...
Did he condemn?
Listen. I am telling you that we have gotten to a stage as a country, especially in relation to floods, that when politicians suddenly now appear there, when there's a disaster, we must be hooted at, including me, my own political party. That's why I'm saying that Dr. Zato will agree with me.
I do.
Because we did it in the past. And it's been done now. And you see, it is like a charade.
Yeah.
When roles switch in government, it's a different ball game altogether. Then the opposition flag bearer goes, and party leaders, they go and say, we are here to sympathize with you. We understand when we come to power. Then when there's a change, the government, their flag bearer now becomes opposition. Then he also goes, then the chase continues.
When
I'm telling you.
You say I shouldn't. So
I am saying that all those things, the citizens themselves must begin rising against us.
But when it was done last year, were you okay with it? When was that?
He's making a point.
About what?
Why? About what?
I'm not doing. I'm saying
last year,
when you did it, when you were in opposition.
But I just told you that it includes all of us.
No. Is that what you said when you were in opposition?
That one.
You don't do that from something.
So there are no experiences.
Okay, it's fine.
Is this the first time? You know Nanado did it.
Yes. If I go to the same cycle.
Okay.
We had rollings in the trenches, distorting gutters, but Akufo did it.
Okay.
Nanado did it.
Yes.
President Mills did it. His Excellency Dramani Mahama did it.
Okay.
Bawumia did it before, and he's doing it again, and that's even the problem I have. He did it before and he's doing it again.
It's so sad.
And so I'm telling you that, you see, Kojo, that kind of politics we must stop it. Regardless of who is at the center of it.
I agree with you.
The people themselves must begin to rise up.
Okay.
And now people are talking about, the floods. Look, let me set this disclaimer before. I have never in my entire life, I don't know how Zoom Lion looks like.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I've never engaged him. I've never met him. Because these days, there's a tendency, people saw me in the press, Bank of Ghana.
Bank of Ghana, said about this with you. Me for having waking up.
God knows that I got nothing. God bless you. I'm an allergy, I won't lie, so let me set that record straight. Before this one too comes to us.
So you mean allergies don't lie?
No, some allergies don't lie. It's not. No.
Allergies don't lie.
No. Don't be distracted.
Let me. I was doing my work as a communicator.
Let Somalaji's lie. Look, I disagree with you.
No, Somalaji's lie.
Somalaji's lie. He has corrected himself. Very important.
Somalaji's lie.
They do.
So I wouldn't lie.
You're fantastic.
So it doesn't mean that Somalaji's lie.
Yes.
Now, let me set that one. You see, I can understand the way his contract has been restructured to deal with the issue of waste management. In truth, even at the time that it was centralized, we still had pockets of trash being left on the by the gutters and rules like this. So that is not to say that he was already doing an excellent job. But I think that the job he was doing had an impact as far as waste management is concerned. And what needed to be done was for simply the government of the day to empower many more Ghanaians in that sector. So that the place becomes a little bit competitive.
Exactly.
And in terms of how to pay for the work, look, those on those corridors, how difficult is it for you to map out the residential facilities around? And even on daily basis, if they are to be paying 50 Ghana or 20 Ghana for a week, especially those who can afford 20 Ghana a week or 10 Ghana. Doc, do you have an idea the amount of money that you rake in to even pay the works of Zoom Lion and the likes? Even in our various homes. Sometimes we hold the money looking for the people to pay them to take the waste away. So the whole issue is an issue of management. And sometimes you wonder what the heck our MMDCs are doing. Because if you can go into a market center and you can count and give people numbers and you take market tools, it shouldn't be difficult for you to introduce a sanitation levy even within that market.
They do.
And ensure that on daily basis they pay.
They collect, but it doesn't end up with the rights.
There are people who even collect to spend it. But the point I'm making is that, look, now Momo is everywhere. Let them register their shops with their Momo numbers. You can track their daily payments or weekly payments. And if someone fails to pay, lock that shop or deny him or her access to where he operates from. These are things we can do as a country. How difficult is it? And when I listen to arguments that, people are built on waterways, maybe it is true. But why? Look, we have schools outside. They have created tunnels for us to drive through waterways.
Of course. And build on them.
And build on the top of them. The landscape is changing. Engineering, the face of engineering is changing, it's improving. So it is not even an excuse to keep on saying that people have built on waterways.
Now that is not an excuse. It has never been. There are engineering solutions to that.
There are engineering solutions to that.
So why didn't we do them? But we allowed people to build directly in the water.
So that is the reason why His Excellency the President says that these difficult decisions will be taken.
Break them down.
Many of them will go down. And if it begins going down, don't say that they are politically persecuting people. Because big names will suffer, both NDC and MPP.
Well, once it's cut across, no one.
No, yes, because big names will suffer. That one I can assure you.
It has to.
But until that is done, this nation, I'm just making the point that, look, Kojo, we are all involved, but when it comes to the provision of the solutions, trust me, it is the responsibility of us, leaders.
That's why you are leading.
The human being psychological disposition is always to take an easy way out. So I don't buy the excuse that, Ghanaians throw rubbish everywhere. It is our responsibility to enforce the laws and make it impossible for them to throw rubbish everywhere. What are our MDCs, what are they doing?
Okay, all right.
What are they doing to support the government? These are critical questions. And I remember, let me share this information. There was one time I drove to the Ministry of Lands and Local Government. And the Secretary to the President, Dr. Kalistus Mahama, was in a meeting with MMDCs in Greater Accra last year. I experienced this. And what was the thrust of that meeting? It was their commitment to sanitation. Sanitation.
Secretary to the President?
Yes. Because remember he's worked in the local government space before.
Yeah, he has worked in that space.
So he was concerned He said the president was concerned.
Job?
No. You see,
I mean, if you have an experience in the sector.
He was concerned. So the Minister of Local Government, he just didn't go there as secretary to the president.
Yes.
He was invited by the local government ministry. And he went to address the MMDCs. And he told them the president's frustrations and anger about sanitation, and even made the point that it will be one of the critical considerations in the future reshuffle. Yeah. And that the MMDCs should sit up.
They are not sitting up. Some are even...
So sometimes it is not as if the presidency is not doing what ought to be done.
Okay.
So when you hear people losing their jobs, especially after these floods,
yes,
know that it is rooted in their failure to live up to the expectations of the president's policy direction, especially when it comes to sanitation. So this was last year.
Thank you.
So you should sack all of them.
So it is not as if the presidency is sleeping.
No, sack all those that are not working.
I'm grateful. Yeah, Vivi.
Oh, thank you. I'll first join those who have expressed condolences to the 12, I understand it's 13 now.
Yeah.
13 people who have
official.
lost. Yeah, official.
Yeah. Oh, unofficial to be more.
It's sad. Who have lost their lives. I understand about 7 of them. We can't trace their whereabouts. We wish we find them alive. It's sad. You see, this whole conversation, if you are not careful, you might assume it is mere statistics. These are 13 human beings who have died. The 7, they are human beings just like anyone watching us or any of us sitting on this table. They are human beings. We are all talking about almost 8,000 households displaced. The people don't know where to sleep. Almost everything in their household is destroyed. Just put yourself in the shoes of these people and ask yourself, so what would you do tomorrow if every single thing in your house is destroyed? And for me, that is the very reason why we need to be careful not to turn this into a political banter, because it's a matter of livelihood of people. People have lost their entire livelihood. There are businesses that are collapsed, and they might not even be able to resurrect these businesses again. They've lost it. I saw a gentleman, I think he's a tailor or something.
Yeah.
And you could see the pain, the excruciating pain the gentleman was in.
In fact, my friend owns a fashion company. He's lost all the machines.
And it's
just as we do.
Several people have lost their investment. Insurance companies are going to pay through their noses.
That is if they really
if those who insured their businesses, but I can tell you there are several, majority did not insure their businesses. And these people are going to be in serious trouble. So we need to show compassion at this time. So for me, I am in full support of what Dr. Bawumia did. And I think it was a good thing. Kojo, Sasem Tuumia, you go and sympathize with the person. And if you read the statement that was issued by Dr. Bawumia on the social media page, even before he stepped out, he said this is not the time to do politics. Allow me, I sat here quietly and listened to you.
I sat there, you have to intervene.
No, this is needless intervention.
It's very necessary. Very necessary.
He issued a statement.
Don't go there.
And when Dr. Bawumia stepped out to go and engage the people, nobody can give us sound bite of him doing politics at the time he went to engage the people.
About hypocrisy.
Dr. Bawumia was there to show sympathy. Dr. Bawumia was there to show love. Dr. Bawumia
is he not represent? Is he not a member of the MPP? How do you relate that statement?
I'll address that. I'll address that.
All right.
Dr. Bawumia showed that he's a Ghanaian. Dr. Bawumia showed that he cares. Dr. Bawumia showed that indeed, when your fellow citizen is in trouble, you must go there. This has nothing to do with showmanship.
We are tired of the show.
No, please. This is not to suggest. Oh, please.
playing to the gallery and
would you not why you don't want him to make his point?
No,
and now you want somebody to make his point.
You are coming from
you now want him to make his point, but you don't.
Dr. Bawumia coming from government who have the
easy working.
Allow these instructors and let me proceed. Dr. Bawumia did not just go there to sympathize with the people. He went there and realized the pain the people were going through. And he sent his widow's mite. After realizing that this is the problem the people are going through, he organized support for those he could support. And it is expected of all of us, just like some of the MPs are doing, the little support you can give, you solo, the little you can give, you may be able to call.
You know where the insincerity lies? You mentioned my name. The Samurai Boy issue came before Accra one. The Dr. Bawumia that you want us to know that he cares so much. Was he in Samurai Boy?
So Dr. Bawumia cannot be everywhere.
But the Samurai Boy
Dr. Bawumia is one citizen. Oh, please.
It tells you.
Solo. So Dr. Bawumia is one citizen.
But it happened before
He
Accra.
can only do so much. And all of us
so
are expected to support when we can.
Hey, Samurai Boy people here. Now where do you move?
What did the president do? When this thing happened, the president of our republic, I am not in support of the argument Hamza was making that don't go and show support to people.
Did he say that?
Please. No, he says when you go there, it is doing politics.
No, but that is hypocrisy.
It is not hypocrisy.
It's hypocrisy.
You must show support to people when they are in trouble.
Nobody said that.
What did the president do?
Don't quote me in that.
Ghanaians are dying. Ghanaians have been taken away by the flood. Businesses have been lost. And the president decided to sit in an airplane, looking down there. More.
What the president was doing was to have an aerial view of the impact of Accra.
You know why I don't want to buy that?
Even defying the advice of his plan.
You know
the hypocrisy I told you.
It's not hypocrisy, please.
It's simple.
I sat here and listened to you. Allow me to make the point.
Listen to him, you understand.
When Ghanaians are dying,
partisan politics they are doing.
When Ghanaians are dying,
you see, when Ghanaians are dying,
of the president going there to sympathize with the families, to sympathize with people who are going through pain, he decided to repeat something that has not given us results. You know why I say so? Last year, when the president constituted the so-called task force, and this task force, I'll come and address the issue of the task force. This so-called task force.
I don't think we have all the time, so you should manage the time for this.
This so-called task force, what did they do? Standobe and his people, just like the president did, decided to go and sit in an airplane, went around the city, and came back and said, we have identified all the problems. And indeed, he said that, well, if you drive there, you won't appreciate the issues better. But when you use an helicopter, you appreciate the issues better, and now they have the antidote to our problem. What has happened? Is it the antidote to the problem which they identified by sitting in an helicopter last year? Is that what we are experiencing today? The answer is obviously no. And I'm wondering, the people who decided to tell the president that, Mr. President, with all these problems happening, with all these people in pain, instead of going there to sympathize with them, go and sit in a helicopter and then look over them. John Mahama, at least all of us, we've known John Mahama in a political space over a long period of time. He's seen as a gentleman. He's seen as a loving person. So Mr. Mahama could not go. He's seen. Mr. Mahama could not go there, at least to sympathize with the people. But let me come to them. Apart from dealing with this propaganda, and you know the statement he was referring to and calling it hypocrisy, there are people who have now decided to become government spokesperson. I do not know their titles, but maybe government spokesperson. When we have a problem in this country, instead of addressing the problem, now we want to blame MPP.
No, come again.
No, Steve Mantia and Kofi Asari and Co.
What have they done this morning to you?
Oh, it's not this morning. The statement that was issued by the General Secretary was in response to those comments.
How is a political party responding to an individual?
Let me put.
What are you talking about?
But if the individual is creating a mischief,
so your party
the party is not supposed to address to it.
It issued a statement on behalf of the party
I sat here and listened to you.
The
mischief that was going on in the on social media, the General Secretary decided to address them. And there is a problem.
You have a problem with Steve Matthew?
Please, I do not have a problem. So let me just proceed. But do you know what I expect to happen now? We have a problem.
But are you allowing this to happen? That's the names of innocent people. He says on the platform addressing Timothy.
The mischief that was going on social media. Were you expecting the General Secretary to keep quiet and allow the mischief to progress?
You could have spoken issues a secretary to address and individual
responded to Steve Matthew on social media.
What are you talking about?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, but he has to clear that.
We are on this show to address issues that are important to our country.
You are from the government, though. Which one? Last when they were in government, he just made mention of the. He made mention of the names, Timothy, and I want to know the connection to this whole fact. I have to want to that.
Solo,
please.
Solo.
All the same.
What do you don't want us to have this conversation?
No, I want to know.
I sat here, listened to you for several minutes.
But I want to know why
you
Kojo, what do you want to see happen? What do you want to see change?
Yes,
that's what I need.
The most important thing we should be dealing with at this time is for government to tell us this is the plan going forward.
That means you didn't leave any plan.
Listen. If you
you didn't leave any plan.
If you believe that it's the MPP that's supposed to govern, vote for the MPP to come to power, and the MPP will govern.
You just left
we have a government, and the government must govern.
Fantastic. But I want to know whether you left any plan.
What is the plan?
Fantastic.
Of government.
So you didn't have plan.
Today,
that's what I know.
If it should rain, all that I hear from government officials is that move to higher grounds. Where is higher grounds?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
What spaces have we created? No, Kojo. You allow these people to interrupt me without making my point. Allow me. Where is it? Where is the higher grounds?
Okay.
Have we created a space for them to go and stay when it rains? All that you hear is that move to higher grounds. I saw the MP for Lojokuku moving around. My goodness. Is that what government is offering? You saw the video you showed. No, Kojo. It's part of the government. You saw the video you showed.
Oh, so
it's part of the ruling party. Minister Lepo, you saw the video. The people, you saw heaps of refuse by the gutter, by the drain. Kojo, how many days has it been there?
That one you are right. The assemblies must work. Very important.
Don't we have government officials who are mandated to clear this?
The assemblies must work.
And you know what?
Very important.
We've been told that it's going to rain today. It will rain tomorrow.
But it has to rain.
We are waiting for another rain. Wash all this back into the drains, fill it, and flood houses of people.
Thank you.
Why? No, Kojo. Allow me.
You know what?
Please.
I need to move on.
Please give him 5 minutes. You did not allow these guys did not allow me.
Please give
me
5 minutes, please.
Didn't you do something at
the
so wrap up. Secondary level.
Thank you. Now we are told that there is 300 million coming.
How is that?
Wait a minute. Kojo, the 300 million, do we even know at this point the extent of damage that has been caused? We are told that part of the money is going to help the people or the problem that has been caused.
That I agree with you.
What is that? What assessment that has been done?
I agree with you.
I agree with that one.
We are releasing money without even doing an assessment.
These are discussions. No, they've done an assessment.
It's a very legitimate
financial this thing. But you are raising a legitimate.
Clearly.
Yes.
So allow me to proceed. Thank you very much.
Proceed.
Mm-hmm. What assessment have we done?
That's the difference between the NDC and the MP. I see I'm not disagreeing.
Come on. You won't even allow me to make the point. What assessment has been done? We do not know. And this committee, I was on a show with
an assessment has been done, but don't say
I was on a show with Hamza on Monday when this issue happened, and Hamza craftily said, "Oh, we should allow the Interior Minister to be doing the communication, telling us what we are supposed to do, how we are supposed to prepare, among other things, moving to the higher grounds. You know the committee they even formed, the Interior Minister is not part of it. Really? Is it fit, that committee? Is it fit for purpose? I am not sure it is fit for purpose, and that is the reason why, the task force, and that is the reason why we are seeing what we see today. Honestly, I expect that government will be more responsive, give us direction, tell us what we are supposed to do, and act on the things they talk about. Right. Because honestly, it is just becoming the usual political banter.
Isn't that what they've done by the release of the 300 million?
300 million. We don't even know what the 3 million is going to do, Kojo.
Oh, they've given.
Kojo. What assessment have they done? What assessment have they done to come to that conclusion? That they are just because they start in an airplane, so that is convincing you.
That's why I told you that you were raising concerns that were legitimate, but it doesn't mean that those concerns we don't.
You know that for about a year.
Please. Thank you.
For about a year,
I'm grateful.
Dredging has not been taking place. No contracts have been signed.
Oh, last time I spoke to, we have to be fair. On Monday, I spoke to the director.
Don't let them deceive you.
He's giving you answer. Somebody deceive you.
I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about.
From you, rich. Your party that has been deceiving people. You are telling us that you should allow them to deceive.
At the hydrological authority. He said they had done the northern part.
Go and verify.
What was level the southern
Go
part?
and verify, and you will realize that that is not the truth.
Thank you very much.
What is your position?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to talk about solutions. And
I'm just an ordinary Ghanaian from Takwa.
There were the large parts of what Hamza said that I agree with. And I think today he laced his presentation with some, let me say, nationalistic
and a lot of
issues that are there. And that is okay.
I want
to continue where he left off with the word hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy where?
Hypocrisy. His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama has cumulatively been a president for about 7 years now, since 2012 to today.
You said 6 years.
Okay, so about 6 to 5
you will say 8 years.
Then he has been throughout those years. That means that almost every year since 2012 that there has been rains or rainy season, he has been in power. If you want to put it that way. In when it was on May 27, 2024, it rained, and President Mahama issued a statement, a tweet. He said, let's blame the government for what is happening. Number 2, he said that if he became president of the republic, he will offer an engineering solution to the problem. Those are the 2 things he said. He says, blame the government, blame MPP, 1. 2, if I get a chance, because the problem was an engineering problem, I will issue an engineering solution. 2, yesterday, there was flooding in Accra, and yesterday His Excellency President Mahama was at the national prayer and he made a statement. He said the flooding in Accra was not an engineering problem, but a human problem, waste problem.
No, I've heard him say that it's an engineering problem.
The problem is not an engineering problem. I'm saying it is not only an engineering problem. Okay.
So thank you. Say that it's engineering problem as well.
You know I'm master at heckling. So
no, but
now the problem is this. The problem is this, and that is the height, that is the apogee of hypocrisy he's been exhibiting. When you're in opposition, blame government. It's an engineering problem. When you're in power, it's not like but they shouldn't blame you.
Yes, hypocrisy.
Blame MPP when there is flooding. That's fine by you. But when you are in power, don't blame me. It's engineering and blame the people. So you, the ones that are suffering, those that we saw the suffering there, it's you. The president said we should blame you for your suffering. We shouldn't blame him. That is the definition of what? Hypocrisy.
So you see,
allow him.
If it were to be me, you would have. He's making false accusations, and you are seated.
Don't say that. When I asked him, you came in to say he didn't say only engineering. That's what you. That's
no,
what
I'm talking about. You asked him.
No, I said I asked and Hamza provided. So what else should I ask?
No, but he has to. Then you have to tell him to withdraw.
But he has agreed.
He hasn't agreed.
Oh.
He
says number two.
He proceeded from there by concluding.
Number two.
What you call?
We've been asking what governments have done to prevent the flooding. For 8 years, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo was the president of this country. He secured an amount of about $300 million to solve the engineering and subsequent problems of flooding.
Fantastic.
That represents the single largest financial investment to prevent a disaster in this country's history, or let me say from 1992 up to today. No other president since 1992 has done more financially to
how was it utilized
for this project than the MPP government.
And how was it utilized?
And then what?
How was it
no
utilized?
other person has done that. So the next time somebody tells you that the MPP has done nothing, tell the MPP, tell the person that for 8 years at least the MPP secured 300 million for that project. 40 million of it has been used, and that there's still money sitting down there at the Ministry of Finance.
My goodness.
When hold on. Okay. When you secure the funds for a purpose.
Yes.
Is it the purpose that must be executed, or the fund that we must celebrate that you got?
Both. Because if you don't have the money, you can't execute. You need a manifest.
Yes.
And we've been told, you just read succinctly from the World Bank report, that part of the money has been spent. And you were the one, you just said it now. You just said that the northern part of the project has been done, right?
Sorry.
We've seen it. The report is there.
Sorry,
Play what? So part of the money has done. Now, 60% of the money, we've been told, is still sitting in government cover. So I'm coming. So let me come to the...
Until MPI is not releasing the money.
The single largest financial commitment to ending flooding in this country has been done by the MPP in the last 8 years. Single largest financial commitment. That's also a fact. Nobody can debate it here. 3, we saw the waste.
Asking your own self.
Zoom Lion was in charge of sweeping and cleaning, and I'm happy you also talked about that. His Excellency, the President, came out and said that he was going to judge his MMCs by sanitation and filth. That one of the key KPIs he was going to use for them. What Zoom Lion was doing was not perfect. Nobody says it was perfect. There were genuine issues, and my brother mentioned them here, about how much he paid the sweepers, and other things that happened. They were genuine issues. In public policy, in policy reforms, you can look at the issues, you can address them to make it better, more effective. The government did not do that. You terminated the Zoom Lion contract. Again, it's a policy decision. I respect that. Because you are a government, you've come in, you've seen it, you've done it. The question I have is, when you terminated Zoom Lion, what was your alternative? What did you put in place to replace Zoom Lion? Because we've seen, the floors have told us that you put nothing in place. No. You were trying to use goodwill to now impress you. You dangled a carrot and the stakes in front of your MMCs.
No, because
you dangled a carrot, but you did not come with any comprehensive policies related to that. What was your alternative? The government had
restructured it.
The government was clueless and had no alternative
but he just told you
and that
the focus was that the president's sanitation drive was district assembly. And the Zoom Lion arrangement was that go to the district assembly.
So what the government has done, you did not come up with any comprehensive policy.
And you are a journalist watching, you are not listening.
And because you haven't done we have seen the garbage flowing across this country. We've seen that is happening. And that is the problem. We've seen the garbage. And tells us that the last part where you had no solution, and that's what has happened. Nobody goes. Number 4.
Agenda. Why is you going to number 4? We are not done with number 3.
You came there and you said it. Everybody has told us. Every single.
So you are happy.
The World Bank itself has told us that. About the last 1 year,
is lying.
You are not spending. You've not spent any money on this project in the name of financial consolidation, financial investigation. What is not happening is financial triangulation. The Minister of Finance has decided to strangle almost every government agency in this country to further his own presidential ambitions. The World Bank has told us.
Correct.
For the purposes of his own empty presidential ambitions. The World Bank has told us, and I don't want to read this whole thing because it is out there. Yeah. They said it.
They said what?
The implementation of GARI has been significantly constrained by the physical measures introduced by the Ministry of Finance. Significantly constrained. I'm making this point because...
Why the meaning of what you just read?
I'm making this point because...
Explain what you just read.
If you think that you came back and you said that there were financial problems, it's taking you almost 1.6 months, years to begin to tell us that there are problems there. And the World Bank is now telling us that those decisions, that policy decision to bring other whatever financial or whatever managerial, those policies, they had an impact. So whilst we're sitting in your high towers making those decisions, It had an impact. The impact is that about 16 people have died. People have been displaced, and we are afraid of cholera because you will not do it. It has no. It says that it significantly impeded the way. If it is significantly impeded it, we can now see the effects of that significant effect. There's causality here.
So you didn't
release money. They didn't do the work. Floods came, people died. There's a causal link, and that's the point I'm making. So now you look at it, and then you come out. Where is NADMO? You were live at Alajo or wherever you were. Common NADMO people to move there, to try to help people in distress, to try to help people. By now, I was thinking that at least we will see NADMO there in their blue or yellow vest.
But to be fair to them, they were there on Monday. I saw them. I was here.
Yes.
On Tuesday, they were there. Even yesterday, when I was watching television.
Where?
At the where the flooding had
NADMO guys. What were they doing?
NADMO guys. On Tuesday like this, they were supporting people.
They were physically present, but they were not doing anything.
Well, but yesterday too, they were.
So you see, Doc, okay, Kojo, me, this one I agree. Yes, I have an issue with sometimes how we represent the president on the floor and on the grounds. Nobody is saying that NADMO has all the resources it needs to work.
Yes, nobody has said that.
Nobody has said that. But even if you do not have the resources, and you are actually trying to support the government's drive from the national to the regional, even with little resources, NADMO on its own could have launched something at least 3-4 months ahead of them.
We are going to do that after yours.
I'm coming. They could have launched something.
Yes.
Individuals with little that they had, either food stocks, whatever, for mattresses. Ghanaians are willing to help.
They didn't do it.
So by now, mattresses should have been out there. Food stocks should have been out there.
My brother has taken my time. So
no. You see, sometimes, and that's the nationalistic commentary we are talking about.
No, it's okay. It's okay. What you say is true. It's true.
Oh,
I agree with
you.
You
will see an NPP person take the position I've taken.
No, I agree with what Hamza is saying. I agree with you. I agree with you.
No.
And you know that. That's the difference.
Hold on. Let me provide this. Yesterday,
yes.
I watched the NADMO Director General in one of the was it Alajo or somewhere where he had come there with Tata, I think so, to give some product like relief items to some communities. He says that was part of it was government and Tata who were presenting the items.
That's commendable.
What I'm saying.
So, I expected because I have not seen them on the ground.
I saw.
I agree. Thank you. See, so that's what I'm saying. That you remember I said right now. Look, so the problem why people are saying where is NADMO is because here NADMO represents the government. He's making a point. Yesterday, the president has national activities to perform.
Yeah.
He has to go. Somebody must be there to represent him. Somebody must be there with the face saying that I am here as government to help you. NADMO, that's what he's saying. How long has it taken? NADMO could have launched a drive campaign to get more blankets.
So let me say that Joy Multimedia is doing that in partnership with NADMO, and we're going to launch it after your.
I'm making a point. You see, now people have. Imagine when.
Yes.
Please, can I? No, you could have done it, but this should have done either the day of the flood or a day after the flood.
Master,
by now, you should have even started.
So this must be the lessons we take from.
You see, if the leadership is monitoring, you see, sometimes there are certain things we may not.
No, say it as it is.
But you see, look, you know that you are going into a rainy season. And you have been touched with it. And GMED has made predictions. If Ghanaians are not paying attention, NADMO cannot give an excuse that they were not monitoring the activity.
So this is what I want to say. Just
I'll give you your time back.
We're just about wrapping.
Yes, you see, but the point I'm making is that, see, Kojo, some of these things, since last
you have to be proactive.
If you had launched that drive, would have had in excess of thousands of bucks. Maybe I'm seated here, I want to donate.
Yes.
Oh, there's a likelihood of floods next year.
Yes. And we all
so let us prepare. Because of the financial situation in the country, we may not be able to rely on central government to give us the needed funds.
Very valid.
Government is trying to clean the mess that it inherited. You understand? If you have 2 bags of used clothing, look, people have used clothing in this country, and they don't know where to
go. You have enough. It's okay. So this is where I'm coming. No.
You are coming where?
This is what I'm now saying. Precisely because of this. If you are the president and you've sat down and look from Monday up to now, and you have reviewed what your acolytes have done. Every MMDCE in the affected area should not have a job today. If you are the president and you've seen the job that has done, the NADMO boss and his all deputies should not have a job today. Mr. President, they have failed you. They have disappointed you. They have laid you down. You told them that you told the MMDCEs that sanitation should be used to them. They failed pathetically and woefully. NADMO, the National Disaster Organization, has not covered themselves in glory when it exists. Okay, right. Heads must roll. And Mr. President, if those heads do not roll, then whatever you are saying is rhetorical. And that becomes a hypocrisy that Hamza was talking about.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Joshua Zato there.
But a quick one.
We'll take
no quick one,
we need
a lot of the things
we are grateful to you.
You've been talking.
Thank you to Dr. Joshua Zato, Senior Lecturer, Political Analyst and Senior Fellow at APL. Fifi Boafo is former head of Public Affairs at Cocoa Board. Solomon Osu, Director of Communications for the United Party. Hamza Suhuyini is lawyer and a member of the NDC's communications team. Now, this July, Ghana will host global energy leaders and experts at the Ghana International Petroleum Conference, GIPCON 2026, on a theme building a resilient downstream policy innovation and investment for growth. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of Ghana, will be the distinguished guest of honor. Speakers will include Honorable Dr. John Abdullahi Jenapo, Minister for Energy and Green Transition, Mr. Gideon Godwin Kojo Tamaklo, CEO of National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Patrick Ofori, CEO of Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, and Dr. Riverson Opon, CEO of Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies. Date is July 16 to 17, 2026, 8 a.m. each day. Venue will be the Palms Convention Center at the La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. The event will be climaxed with the Downstream Awards and Gala Nights happening on July 18 at 6 p.m. at Kempiski Gold Coast Hotel, Accra. Register now at www.gipcon.com or call 0558-223678. 0558-223678. We'll take a break. We'll be back to launch the Relieve initiative by the multimedia group. Stay on.
So this strategy will lead. Oh no, not again.
Say, relax. The generator will come on now.
The generator is not working.
Why stress yourself when the experts are just one tap away? Introducing Left Power, the smart emergency support app from Left Signature Limited. With Left Power, certified engineers respond fast, anytime, anywhere. No delays, no stories.
Hello, sir. This is Left Signature Limited. The request has been received and our engineers are already on their way. Please relax. We've got you covered.
This is professional. Every Left expert is certified, verified, and can be tracked in real time. Oh, you'll know they're coming before they even arrive. From electrical engineering and solar power systems to data center management, cloud services, smart automation, and software development, Left Signature delivers excellence, fast, reliable, and professional. Left Power.
Your solution is just one tap away.
Available on Play Store and App Store.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number one, let's bring Baby Girl. Let's bring. You did it for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber?
For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes.
If you want quality, this be where you belong.
Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it they carry water, no wahala.
Syntex pipe, it they make water they flow. Syntex, and you're strong, and you're tough.
Through every stage of life, let's go. Some things simply stay with us. The spirit of never giving up. a throwback to a bygone era. Love was service. The silent statement of love. A forceful gesture that deepens bonds, balancing work and life. Every drop refreshes, every sip hydrates, just as it should. I am awake, one for life. Drink water, drink awake. Supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is...
Now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park. Welcome to Safari Valley. Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time, our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat, undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Dead body has been found here at Aloboshi this morning. We're told that a child was found in flood waters here, dead, and the residents here are quite concerned about this particular situation. They say that a lot of people have lost their lives here, and it is because of the huge flooding situation that inundated this particular area on Monday. And this is a very huge, development for them. Apart from the lives that have been lost here, many homes have been destroyed, room items, all of them have been submerged in flood waters. In fact, some of the people at the moment are still trying to be able to, recover some of their items that were washed away. Let me engage some of the people here just to appreciate this particular situation. You are a resident here. Yes, how worried are you in relation to this issue?
Okay, a friend me announced incidents were started and free. That was Monday. And I hear for free show no body way can dead body way can 6 in the and no power be who dead body where free police from yenti omo car mo see omo car say na dia enti o dance no mo ache enti o say ya youth no boys na yen struggling de yen yi body ni free insuo no and na second so she baby a ogina no she got away on say o hwe aha na e wo soro gota na omo aye no e wo one say like a grobi no mubedi as a or mine sick no mwedi na grobi sa ultima say she main got away kese we o enu na the main thing na was say omo focus on enye we because one year main got a kese na the months so na turn na ye de na e wide e dia ukosro ba for ma one say ene na yes o ochina ebeba ha.
Yes, so his concern is that the authorities will work on this particular drain because if the drain isn't widened, then it means that flooding would continue to inundate this particular community. You are a resident here. Talk to me about how you feel about the flooding situation here.
The flooding situation here is very bad since Monday. We were struggling and removing people from this water. About me, myself, removing 8 people from this water. And we don't know, this gutter here was very huge. But when they came and do these roads, they came and did very small gutter I can even climb. And it's this gutter that is causing all this problem. Till when are we going to be dying like this? That's what we are asking ourselves.
Another person has died.
Another person have died right now, and we just removed that little girl. So we don't know till when we are going to die like this. We were here, and if water catch us, they'll come and share rice, 5 kilo and oil, 5 kilo and oil. This time, we are begging you guys, we don't need 5 kilo and oil and mattress. We don't need those things. They shouldn't bring those things here. They should come and do the gutter for us so that we will be safe. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much. So he wants the authorities to come and, expand the drain, and also to make sure that they do right things that would solve the flooding situation in this particular community. Let me get to speak with a lot more people here in relation to this particular situation. Bacho, ensuno hamuse.
Ensuno ahanu ensuno ehaya. Ehaya na first no enti say ba yesha say this small gata no eno na ema flood no eba Monday so we flood no hanuma enya easy. Sebio Accra na yeyi ogotaram sesi ano free Monday na ensuno eyi no enne asa na yehu no.
Sesi an gata no ma ye ne to the sense eson but o ma miem kakra nti yesre o man no o man pani baby owo no otie yen ombra like omboa yen na ye gata no say we year before no mo nya ne sa ma yen but sesi an die ye ho kire yen krofo ewu madam foni ne ba ewu 1 week akola o muni na ewu mesre o man no o sit down to home yen krampo na wanye hye ba on be boa ye gata no esre no.
All right, so that is just an aspect of the sort of devastation we've seen post the Monday floods, and I mean multimedia in partnership with NADMO, we are launching flood victims relief support campaign, and we're doing that this morning. I've been joined in the studio by Nana Bain. Nana Bain is the head of Joy Business. He's here. Nana, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I trust all is well.
Oh. What can we do? I mean, we thank God for life. In all things, we need to give thanks and praise to God, but we need to move beyond that and see what we can do to support our brothers and sisters who are in need.
Okay. And then I've been joined by, I think you're the director of man-made disaster at NADMO.
At NADMO headquarters.
Is this a man-made disaster anyway?
That's a man-made disaster.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a natural effect, but of course, it's a man-made issue that have brought about the devastation.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, what have we done to estimate the extent of damage so far?
So, immediately after the disaster that happened, the Director General commissioned the whole MMDAs across the region, including headquarters staff, to be on the field and do an assessment. The assessment is still ongoing, though. Even on your station, you can see that we have just recovered another dead body. So that assessment is still going, but we have some initial figures that is showing some devastating concerns. And we think that there is a need for immediate actions to be taken. We are very much aware the president have released some funds to the effect of it, but government processes.
Yes, so we're even going to get there.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are asking, what assessment did we do to determine that 300 is enough? It means that's not the entire amount we need to take care of the thing, right? This is just an estimate.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I said the assessment is still ongoing. Even as that yesterday, I was out with the military, Director General Commission, a number of teams. We have about 6 teams that were scattered across the capital city. I was in Al-Masamai, with the military, Navy, fires, immigration. We're all together doing an assessment of what has happened in the place. We go to the MMDAs, we meet the director for NADMO at the base, we meet the planning officer, all the stakeholders of the base to give us the first briefing. We go into the field to see what has happened. So yesterday we were there and we are continuing with the exercise. We are to do a number of major desilting of these gutters because we're still expecting rains will come. We have seen a lot of indiscipline moving across around to do the assessment. People have built on the bed of rivers, not just encroaching, they've built on the bed of rivers that we've seen. and a number of those structures need to come down. What is important now is that people are devastated, that we need to attend to. Yeah. That is what our concerns are now, and that is a concern of the Director General.
And someone watching us will say, well, the government has released 300 million cedis. That's some good money. Why must we still say that we are launching a relief support campaign for people to contribute to this?
So, in twofold. One, we know situations like this, money can never be enough. Resources can never be enough to be able to reach out to everybody. And two, there are processes that need to go through to be able to go through procurement and other things might take some time before it reaches. And sometimes before it gets to the people, time might have elapsed. In this situation, they need immediate, how quick you are able to reach out to the people is in itself a psychosocial process of getting the person recover. So it is the quickness of getting these resources that is also concerning. Another thing is that it's an opportunity for the citizens themselves to contribute to fellow citizens that are going through distress. There are people that are out there that wants to give out something, but they don't know how to get it to the people. They don't even know who needs it. And so effort like this to be well coordinated with NADMO is important to reach out to people that need support in these dire needs. So it's important that, yes, as much as the president have released funds, it's good to give an opportunity for citizens to contribute.
Now, so in terms of multimedia, why this, and what are the processes that people can take to be part of this campaign?
Okay, so I think that we have sent reporters around. They have covered extensively and we continue to cover. Just this morning on the Super Morning Show, we spoke to a woman who just loses 18 months of investment. And I mean, I was standing in the production area and I was crying because it was so sad. And we've seen communities, even just around us, Alajo, Aveno, all the way to Adabraka, and we see the devastation. And the thing is that beyond all those images that we are seeing are people who are struggling to rebuild their lives. I mean, I heard a story of somebody who went to bed in her party attire, okay, and the next morning, that is the only dress. Our own Hanodami, the children could not even pick their school books, and that's the story all over. People have, even school children have lost their school bags, their books. People don't have water, and we have seen the Ministry of Health issue a statement about how people should be dealing with their water. So we need to really come in and support, and that's why we want to do this. So we are taking anything that you can have, clothing, non-perishable food items, drinking water, medicals,
school books, pens, stationaries, whatever you can do.
So we are appealing to everybody. We know that our companies are listening to us. We are in various fields, and we are appealing that this is the time, and we have done it in the past. In times like this, the Ghanaian really shows up. And so we felt that we needed to come together with NADMO. We ourselves know the challenges. I mean, they may not put it out there, but we know the challenges that NADMO is going through. And we think that this is a good cause that will rally around the flag of Ghana, not only during football times, but in devastating times like this, to support each other. So
if I want to be part, what do I do?
Yeah, so for those who are bringing items, the items that we mentioned, you can just come to the offices of the multimedia group here in Kokomemle. When you go to the various receptions, they will direct you where to hand over your items. We'll acknowledge whatever you are bringing. And then for those who may not be able to physically come and they want to give out cash, we are providing this bank account. It's a UBA account. The branch is Tema Industrial Area Branch, and the account number is 02514278803 I'll take the number again, 02514278803 and the name of the account is a Multimedia Foundation. Within the day, we are working on a dedicated mobile money number, and once that is done, I'm sure by the end of the day we should have that, and we'll also put that across so that people who may not be able to walk physically to any of the multimedia offices, they can just
do it. So that is what we're doing here, the Flood Victims Relief Support Campaign. Be part of this. Let us, because always, as even the Bible enjoins us to do this, there's much more, there's blessing in giving than in taking, you know. So let's give. I mean, we've done this campaign several times where people are not well, but you have helped us to offer that kind of support to them. Some have really been saved and they are living their lives now. So we know that when we come together, the little things we can put together, we can save a lot. And you've seen it. The devastation we've seen out there is just mind-boggling. So, and we cannot leave them alone.
And Kojo, we know that for some of them, I mean, we cannot restore their lives.
Yes.
Okay. But the little support will go a long way to help them.
We can give them
to start a rebuilding process.
Okay. All right. So Nadmo, it means that when we get all of this, what will be the modality for the support to also get to the people?
So we know that you are a very credible institution.
Yes.
And, so you've done this several times. And we know how accountable you are to the people. And so we want to assure you that once these items are gathered, NADMO will lead in the distribution and the coordination. You are going to be present to be able to carry back to whoever is giving these donations that these items have reached out to the people that they are intended for. And I want to give you an assurance. Our Director General, I have witnessed a number of times that people have brought in donation. He stands at the door and direct that these things to go to the people. So I want to assure you that these things will reach out to the individuals that have been affected. You don't need to be in Accra to be able to give your donation.
Yeah.
Wherever, any part that you are, the diaspora, which other country that you are, whether you are a Ghanaian or not, and you can have a human feeling of what we are going through in Ghana, you can send your donation through Joy News. And we are sure NADMO will receive these donations and be able to target the individuals that are really being affected. Yeah.
I mean, our cameras will follow everywhere.
Sure.
So we're able to report back. But I think we have to put the account details out again.
Yeah. Okay. So the bank is a UBA account. The account number is 02514278803 I take it again. 02514278803 The account name is the Multimedia Foundation.
But people can bring books, pencils, pens, clothing to the multimedia offices here in Accra. And the bank is UBA, right?
Yes, it's UBA.
The bank is UBA.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, in the due course, we'll put out a Momo number as well.
Exactly.
So that other people who cannot do bank can, try and then pay through the Momo. Okay, all right. Okay, so that is what it is. For people who probably will be asking why this didn't happen earlier, what will be your response?
Yeah, we could have done it much earlier than today.
Yeah.
But of course, there's something that have happened.
Yeah.
We can all see that our own citizens are in distress. And this is the only time we can show our love to them. Wherever distance you are, you couldn't reach out in person to be able to say sorry, but you can reach out in kind, in whatever form that you have, to be able to say sorry. You can lift up a colleague, Ghanaian, up. Like you said earlier, it's not only with the football, but we can rally behind these times. And I know Ghanaians are very much concerned about each other's feeling. And that's the only time we can come around to be able to support them. So it is never late to be able to support. And we want to encourage everybody out there. This is not about politics. It is not about party politics or whatever. It is about your colleague who needs your help. And so if you feel that you can walk to the bank, you can send out a check and let the check come here. And we are sure that that check will be deposited in the account. And whatever is being collected, it will reach out to NADMO to be able to carry out the responsibilities that we did to carry out. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm grateful to you. But if you're out there and you have maybe clothing or you have books, pencils, it could even be rice, oil, cooking items.
Roofing sheets,
okay.
Roofing sheets, anything, because people's roofs are gone. People's houses have broken down. Whatever you can give.
And Kojo, I think that I also have a special appeal. Yesterday, somebody asked, how about churches opening up their spaces for people who don't have places to sleep, to go? I think that in times like this, there's a lot more that we can do. And so that's also another appeal. If you have space that you can lend to a brother or a sister who is homeless, and make sure that the person at least has a comfortable place to lay his or her head. Let's do that. Let's all come together and support one another.
I mean, it's important, right?
Yeah.
Because we are the ones who can help ourselves.
That's right.
No one else can do it. And if you've seen the devastation, you should be moved to. In this morning, I couldn't watch the visuals coming in from Alajo and especially Alajo. The devastation is just too much.
It's too much.
Let's try our best. I mean, yesterday we spoke to one old woman who told Stephen that she sat on a chair in front of her building throughout the night. I was like, what? If she doesn't have even a what we call sweater, how is she going to manage through the night,
Yeah.
So what you have that you think someone would need in these trying times, please try and bring them to, Joy, the multimedia offices, and let's go and support. Okay, Nanabe, your last words in 30 seconds, and then we can move.
There is blessing in giving, and in times like this, the Ghanaian in all of us show up, and we trust that we'll show up. And let me give the assurance again that every item or money that is donated will be accounted for. We'll go there with our cameras and do the distribution for everybody to see. We thank you so much in advance, and we believe that you are going to be there for each other.
Okay, all right. Chief Maxwell.
Yeah, I want to, before even we've received anything, we want to say thank you for those who are planning and who are ready to make donation to us. We want to assure you that your donations will be put to good use. It will reach out to people that need that support. It is not going to be for our personal use. It's for the victims or your colleagues, brothers and sisters that need your help. Like we said, any form of donation, we need it as quick as it can, because if you delay with it and it reaches the people when they really don't need it, it doesn't do any help to them. And we think it's one of these ways that we can help in building their psychosocial support. They need that. Once they sit down and realize that people are bringing out donation, that in itself is able to reform them, to make them feel that they are being loved.
Okay, all right. Maxwell Emmanuel Nibe, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Is that of man-made disasters at NADMO?
Yes, my name Nibe actually means people.
Oh, people. Okay, all right. So Maxwell Emmanuel people. And Adeti Brown-Addo is head of Joy Business here.
So that's how we wrap up the show. But a belated birthday to you, Mrs. Bentum. Yesterday was your big day. You were a great wife to my good friend Richard, and we say that may the good Lord bless you, keep blessing you. That's how we wrap it up. We'll meet again, God willing, tomorrow. There's more here on the Joy News channel. Good morning.
Imagine a family without a home. Imagine a song without a voice. Imagine a church without prayers. Imagine a government without citizens. Imagine democracy without journalists. Imagine a world without the media. Life is full of issues and stories about people, communities, and governments. Stories that have to be told by well-trained journalists. That's why you can't imagine news without Joy News.
I say, go fin the money, I say,